responded to me, and I was like, "What?" I was like, I really love this game. Like, the cosmic horror lore, the vaporwave aesthetic. This is a game I dreamed to make. Like, this is what I want to make. And they're like, do it. Like, we had so much fun making it. We believe in you. And I was like, oh,
Aw, that's super sweet. And it's like, yeah, because they were
yeah.
probably in the same exact position as you before, and they were like, we love this kind of stuff, right? Just like before
Yeah,
they started off.
it's a really good game. I enjoyed it so far.
Yep. So
I'm
information.
I'm I'm kind of glad the horniness of that game, the horniness is kind of a little toned down more so than Hades. I mean,
Yeah.
Hades I guess makes sense because it's Greek gods, but like I was expected to be a little bit more horny, and I was like, okay, not horny off the bat.
Okay, I think we're relatively good to stream. Oh, Paradise Killer.
Yes,
The game is pretty horny because, yeah,
I haven't gotten super horny yet, but I'm like, okay, at least it's a slow burn. At least it's a slow burn
yep,
here.
yep. Uh, considering Eldritch Horror, there's probably something a la Shub Niggurath, Mother of a Thousand Young. That's
Oh
horny person pretty
goodness,
cool.
that the black goat. I know what
Yeah,
this is.
yeah. Uh, so guess what I found out? I checked through the stuff, and the profiles are safe to look at.
Heck yeah! You want to look through them?
We're gonna be looking through those. So let's load this. It's not loading. Uh, I'm a genius. All right, so here's our characters, and here's where spoilers would go, but they're not here, so we're actually safe. So, do you want to take your characters? I'll take mine, just so we can also remember.
Heck yeah!
Alright. So, we're going to start with Mitaki Meow. Oh, wait, we should start with, because there's also faction profiles.
Mm-hmm.
The Arctic Ocean Union. A faction formed around an alliance between AOU America and AOU Russia, two before World War III superpowers. Their highest goal is to restore the world order from the before World War III era, regaining worldwide hegemony with their two core countries once again. After the nuclear war, they chose to manage childbirth through factories. By rapidly recovering size of their population and selecting for genes, we're already getting into eugenics. 2 minutes into starting the
Oh
stream.
no! Oh no! Oh no!
They also managed to eliminate various hereditary diseases. They're known for being extremely conscious of human rights, and they tend to intervene when they see human rights issues in other countries, claiming to be vanguards for worldwide justice. Because it's a faction of humans born from factories, other factions view them as land cold-blooded values. So yeah, when the storks cry, makes a bit more sense now, right?
Oh! Oh, that's what it's referencing the storks from. Oh dear.
Oh yeah. So now for our main trio squadron. You might notice there's a cat with a scythe, right? And there's a certain number there as well, which might be important to a certain another When They Cry game. And it super freaks me out that this is just out there in an open, because this implies so much.
I'm not super versed into the When They Cry series. Again, Higurashi no Nakakoro ni is the one I know the most depth.
Yeah.
So the cat is new to me, but it's a nice insignia. I like the cat scythe.
Warcat's cool. Scythes are cool, right? But this is actually...
Scythes are cool, even though they're the worst weapon ever to use.
Yeah, but because, you know, you'd have like small sickles for actually cutting stuff, or small like gardening scythes for, you know, weeds and stuff. And even for long ones, they wouldn't be shaped like that for when they're converted for war. The thing is, actual war scythes, when they, you know, converted, they basically, the blade wasn't like, you know, perpendicular. It was parallel to the, right? Whatever, it doesn't matter. Polar arm's still good. Yeah, but this patch is...
Yeah, it looks more like a... I'm looking at the war scythes, and they look just like spears, basically.
Because spears are good, because, like, pointy thing on end of stick. It's like humanity's best friend.
Yeah, best weapons are spears and bats, honestly. If we're talking about like hand weapons, you know.
Think about an arrow. It's just a spear, but small, and you shoot it using a bow, right? A bullet is just a
Exactly.
spear, but really small. It's all
You know, it'd be
spears.
hilarious if there was like an alternate reality where like a spear is called long stick, and then a sword is called a sharp stick, and then an arrow is called a throwing stick. They just call everything a stick.
That's pretty dumb. But wait, I have an idea for another dumb stream we can do for fun, but we'll need some more people. I'll talk to you about that later then. But anyway, this patch is making my like blood pressure rise, and I'm freaking the hell out. So let's actually describe it and move on.
Yes.
Attached to the AOU Combined Military Central HQ, the 17th Aerial Augmented Infantry Squad, Warcat. Currently the strongest cat among all the AOU's Aerial Augmented Infantry. After fierce battles against powerful rivals, they won their seat as representatives of the AOU at the International Battle Standard Festival. Their ket is composed of 2 attackers and 1 defender. They use the Kuruma Gakari Foundation, which theoretically switches out attackers with defenders before they get tired, thereby ensuring they're always able to carry out their mission with 2 active attackers. What's that strategy again? The bull's horns and I'm like blanking out, like be shocked as whatever. We'll talk about that later when I remember. However, in most cases, the attackers Meow and Jaden carry out their mission before they're hardly tired at all. So Gunhild, who's waiting in reserve, rarely has a chance to move up front. The fact that they're this powerful yet still have a member in reserve makes them a significant threat to Ket in other factions. The way they can penetrate an enemy's defense on their own, achieve air superiority in the skies with a target, attack land-based target, and offer air support to friendly forces makes them more than a military unit and practically superheroes. Okay, so we got Meow.
Oh, I'll read it.
Yep.
From AOU Japan, a member of the 017th Aerial Augmented Infantry Squad, Warcat of the AU Combined Military Central HQ, the current world record holder for the highest P3 level measurements, his overwhelming score far surpasses second place. Current Gauntlet engineering is unable to make use of most of his P3 potential, so he currently is in a state where his talent has outstripped technology. Because of his unique level of ability, the AOU Next Generation Genetic Research Center and the AOU Joint Parliament have a budget of 100 million towards his genetic analysis. Hooray! More eugenics.
Always with the eugenics. Also, they got special abilities because, I don't know, they're cool.
Child soldiers. Exactly.
Make your child soldiers seem cool.
Great.
Yeah.
High output P3 user, SS ranked. The fact that his average P3 level surpassed the maximum output of the average member of the Aerial Augmented Infantry proves that he's a Gauntlet Knight prodigy. As Gauntlet technology improves, he'll probably be able to draw up more and more of his true worth. Yes, because worth is obviously measured by the productivity of a hyper-capitalist society, as we all know.
Yes.
Cluster missile guidance,
Oh, no,
it's double S. Yep. His specialties are simultaneously attacked against multiple targets and saturation attacks against a single target, performed by simultaneously yet precisely controlling overwhelmingly large numbers of high maneuverability guided missiles. This suggests that he's capable of carrying out all his duties perfectly. Friendly observation is S-ranked. He observes the movements of friendly units even more closely than his enemies in battle. He constantly out of coordinating with his allies and in training. He's capable of thoroughly nitpicking his allies once their training is over.
What a power.
Okay, I kind of like this. That like it's not like the introverted genius and more like he's a genius that's willing to like work with people, because I think like the annoying trope I see with a lot of like boy geniuses is that they, like no one understands them. The rest of the people are holding back. But no, Meow knows to work as a team.
Yep.
He's got some basic social skills.
Now time for the super genius Jaden.
I love him so much.
What a himbo. What a good. His passive is constructive criticism. The strongest of all powers, EB. I think we can skip that he's a member of Warcat. Despite being an NPP, he made it in top 3. I wonder we'll figure when that is. in AOU America Combined P3 examination, which was completely dominated by CPPs. In subsequent examination, it was discovered that the chemicals produced in his brain and the receptors exhibited abnormal behavior. The AU American Advanced Research Facility for National Defense determined that this was an extremely rare mental power, one that was neither superior nor inferior to CPPs, and they designated him as a special research subject. However, following an incident where he drew indecent pictures with colored smoke over Florida while practicing for a flying exhibition, he has been permanently banned from flying over America itself. What did...
Did Floridans got him? Oh god, did he is the Florida man.
He is the Florida man. Friendly observations implies antagonistic critiques. Hey, 80% relatable.
Hello!
So here we have Super Genius, our resident himbo, and we're discussing how the AOU is performing a whole bunch of eugenics on their factory babies. And looking at the character profiles, because they turned out the spoilers are not here. It's always bad. It's always bad news. His average P3 levels are extremely high, but when he's in the zone, as they say, he's able to reach explosively high P3 levels. However, in that state, dealing with anything else becomes a pain. Warcat's 2 claws. The world devastating doesn't do justice to scale of saturation attacks he and Meow can launch when working together. But according to Meow, that's pointless overkill, and there isn't any real need of Jaden being there shooting as well. Constant surprise attack probing. He likes being unconventional, so he's always using his parallel thinking to search for cunning tactics. He continually comes up with tactics like this at a certain rate throughout battle. It's the so-called ping, you know, the Gundam U-type noise. I just thought of something stupid. The worst move will defeat the best move. Gunhild from AOU Sweden, also another member of Warcat. During her 3-year-old childhood health examination, she had average P3 levels, so she was removed from the selector training course. However, thanks to acquired PP training that she took on later, her levels rose dramatically, though she was selected as a candidate at the extremely late age of 12. Extremely late age of 12. The growth of her mental power didn't stop there, and she became North Europe's top ace thanks to effort rather than talent. The AU Combined Military's Aerial Augmented Infantry Command Center granted her a position of Counselor Special Assistant with the right to speak at the Research Development Council for PP training methods. Warzone 8MS Observation. Thanks to 8MS, she's able to observe both friends and foes across Warzone and now their battle situation. She can share this information with her comrades, and thanks to her parallel processing, this doesn't force her to neglect her role as offering them combat support as well. All-rounder S, because she can do anything skillfully and flawlessly. She can switch positions with anyone in battle, taking the place. However, Mio and Jaden can't take her place. PP training methods S. She's capable of serving as an instructor for P3 improvement training aimed at those with low P3 levels. Some people have actually become aerial augmented infantry members thanks to her instruction, and most of her trainees adore her. You want to take Grave Moles?
Heck yeah.
Alright.
Attached to the AU Combined Military Droid Level 4 Heavy Military Research Center, the 100th Aerial Augmented Infantry Experimental Squad, Grave Mole, an experimental squad attached to a military research center. It was entered into the International Battle Standard Festival as the result of a political decision for the purpose of collecting research data. Their ketes is composed of 2 defenders and 1 sniper, making for an extremely defensive pattern. Chloe manages all of the autonomous weaponry used for establishing a position. Lilia controls the skies with a swarm of air defense drones, and Koshka focuses on intercepting attacks as a sniper. The fighting styles is ideally suited for one of the Battle Standards Festival events, Tower Defense, and they are expected to medal there.
So, 80%...
It's presumed that...
we don't have any cat girls, at least yet, but we do have Lilia, who has cinnamon buns on her hair for some reason.
What are you talking about? We got the one cat girl.
Am I misremembering something?
Yeah, there's the one cat girl. She's black. She's in the one with like the...
Oh,
yeah. In it. Yeah.
I never realized those were cat girl ears.
I thought she kept saying like "nya" as well.
No, I don't think she was saying "nya." Superior. anyway, back to horrible military stuff.
Hooray for child soldiers. It's presumed for that the sake of maintaining a healthy military balance, the International Peace Mediation Association will shift the world's military might to a defensive focus, and this style was seemingly formed with that in mind. After hearing this, they may sound like campaign snipers, but they actually love air wars and jumbled battles, so they seem to be aiming for the ridiculous new genre of run-and-gun snipers. I like the little mole.
Yeah. So I would.
Chloe from AU Canada. That was my Chloe voice.
Yeah, this time it came through. There's no cutting. We're improving.
Yeah.
Finally, the
Yeah,
sound
this is
quality.
I have
we're
a good mic.
there. All right. My fellow Canadian. So I think we're taking all of our characters just so we can remember which ones are which, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Chloe from AU Canada, a member of the 100th Aerial Augmented Infantry Experimental Squad Grave Mole of the AU Combined Military Droid Level 4 Heavy Military Research Center. She was chosen for the selective training course, but her grades were slow to improve, and she lost confidence in herself. Her grades tended to be particularly bad when she's working with groups, and an excessively low level of self-empowerment was diagnosed as the cause. Currently, she takes part in counseling and mental power correction research at the Droid Level 4 Heavy Military Research Center, partly because of her results there. She's now known as one of the most capable Gauntlet Knights in North America. Special abilities. Autonomous weapon fire control, SS rank. Her ability to access autonomous weaponry on the battlefield and supply them with her high-level fire control is far ahead of the pack. She can even hack into the enemy's automated weaponry. Force control of research subjects, S rank. She has been given emergency codes that allow her to electrically suppress droid research subjects if they get out of control. However, if she uses these codes, Koshka and Lilia will make her suffer for it. So, she has
Wow, she can just electrocute Lilia and Koshka at will to make them do what she wants.
But they don't, because they intimidate her so much she doesn't do it.
Yep.
Oh, okay, we got more. Specialty and solo action, A rank. When taking solo action, her P3 levels rise dramatically. However, when flying with others, they dip dramatically. Chloe wants to leave Grey Mole so much. She writes up requests for transfer every month and has them denied by Okonogi.
And now we have Koshka.
My favorite. I like Koshka.
Her design's so good. I love Koshka. Yeah.
Her design is really cool. I love her hair.
I think I remember I got you to draw her at one point. Like,
Yes,
yeah.
I still have it too.
Oh yeah, it's super good.
Yeah.
From AOU, Russia. A member of the 100th Aerial Augmented Infantry Experimental Squad, Grave Mole, of the AU Combined Military Droid Level 4 Heavy Military Research Center. She is currently serving time as a Class 1 criminal. Her crime is not publicly known, but has been allowed to leave in exchange for volunteering as a research subject at the Droid Level 4 Heavy Military Research Center. That research center and the Russian government have not publicly released details concerning her mental capacity, so her talent and potential are unknown. The range of her P3 levels varies widely and is unstable. However, though it is unofficial and only happened once, she has supposedly surpassed the highest P3 levels measurements of Meow, the world record holder, by a considerable margin. Pandora's Box, double ranking us as my special abilities. This is apparently a code name that the researchers use to refer to her brain. It's said that all sorts of disasters are packed in there, that hope lies at the bottom of it all. Sixth Sense predictive sniping. Her predictive sniping uses a sixth sense that isn't based on formulas or statistics. Is accurate too often to be easily dismissed as a fluke. In the simulator, she's even succeeded at sniping ricocheting flying targets on multiple occasions. 4-dimension container affinity, -A. Ooh. The amount of weaponry she can store in her dimension container is extremely small. She's chosen a powerful anti-aerial augmented infantry electromagnetic battle rifle to occupy her small weaponry supply.
Ooh, there's a lot of technobabble in here.
Yep. An electromagnetic's probably just like a railgun. It'll accelerate. Like you've seen those magnetic trains, right?
Mm-hmm.
It'll accelerate in the same way, right? So she's basically just has a really strong rifle.
Yeah.
And yeah, that's Koshka. And now Lilia from AOU Finland, a member of the 100th Aerial Augmented Infantry Experimental Squad Grave Mole of the AOU Combined Military, Gilroy Level 4 Heavy Military Research Center. She's currently in serving time as a Class 1 criminal. Her crime is now public knowledge, but has been allowed to leave in exchange for volunteering as a research subject at the Gilroy Level 4 Heavy Military Research Center. Her grades at the... Okay, I cannot pronounce this. I'm sorry for butchering this. Samanlina Aerial Augmented Infantry School before her arrest was incredible. Her records at the school still haven't been broken. Large changes have been noticed in her personality and the character since imprisonment, and some sort of experiment at the research center is rumored to be the cause. Clay Girl SS. This is apparently codename the researchers used to refer to her brain. It said God made humans out of clay, but also that she was in a different building than Koshka as the research center, so neither knows what sort of secrets the other might have. Air Power Control A. Her control over the skies is obtained by advancing... You know, I think we should probably... Some of these are important and we should probably summarize them, otherwise we're going to be here for like an hour, considering how many characters there are.
Yeah, I I definitely agree.
Okay, so we'll go for that, and yeah, so she controls autonomous weaponry really good. Breakdown weapon abilities, colorful and varied kills. She's good with different kinds of weapons. Alright. So...
You might have to summarize the abilities for me, because I'm not very well versed in military technobabble as you are.
I'm not versed in military technobabble as well, but I'll give it a shot. The Central Ocean Unit. She only carries a shock rifle, but her shock combos are always on point. The faction formed around an alliance between COU China and COU India, two new superpowers that rose near the end of the before World War III period. It was formed as a reaction to the AOU's push for a return to the old world order. For that reason, it has stood in opposition to the AOU ever since its founding. There are only ones of the faction that maintained their before World War III sense of values, and claim to be the only group of nations where ancient traditions and the human heart still live on. That might be why they tend to look down on other nations, calling them cold-blooded and inhumane. It's said the country where connections and money do all the talking, and the other factions view it as corrupt. Baibao, attached to COU Combined Military HQ, Imperial Guard, Aerial Augmented Infantry Squad Baibao. Currently the best aerial augmented infantry squads across CU, this kit is fated to remain supreme at all times. The kit is composed of one attack, one responder, and one supporter. Baibao Scout is like a single swordsman built out of these three people in a well-defined role, with Lingji is attack sword, Momotake is a short sword in the other hand used to attack and defense needed, and Aisha has eyes and ears. For that reason, some might fear that they could stop functioning if a single cog was missing. However, in practice, this kit performed excellently and stands at the peak of CU aerial augmented infantry. Their specialty is achieving air superiority, and they're particularly focused on... Yeah, they're good, and large amount of Chinese characters using the names, which can get a bit confusing at times. Okay, so other people like imitate them. Ling Ji from CU China, a member of the Imperial Guard Aerial Augmented Infantry Squad Baibao. During a newborn mental evaluation, she was recognized as a national special growth target. Later on, she was given the best education, complete with best human resources, material resources, and budget, and was fated to become the queen of the Aerial Augmented Infantry, representing all allied countries as CAU. She then splendidly answered those expectations and strongest gauntlet as CAU. The Kunlun Military Research City proposed a 5-year plan with an annual budget of 100,000 won for the purpose of copying her mental ability, and this request was accepted. She's really good. She's also really good at close quarters.
She is super genius.
Sorry, but Jaden's super genius. She's ultra genius.
Super prodigy. Yep.
Yep. So, Momotake.
Oh, I got this guy.
Yep.
From COU Japan. A member of the Imperial Guard Aerial Augmented Infantry Squad Baibao of the COU Combined Military HQ. He was assigned to the Baibao Squad, where for the sake of providing support of the COU's Queen of Aerial Augmented Infantry, Lingji, teamwork and communication were more highly valued than high P3 levels. Simply going by his numerical measurements, it would be hard to call him the best candidate. but it was determined that he was the wingman most capable of maximizing Lingui's potential. Even so, he is now the Naha Aerial Augmented Infantry School's biggest hero since its establishment, and they recently held an unveiling ceremony for a bronze statue of him. Hooray for glorifying child soldiers again.
Yep. Glorify them. Dimensional Slice is pretty funny because he uses the technology of the dimensional storage to cut his targets and make them vanish into alternate dimensions. This power of this technique is immense, but its reach is so short that it perfectly fits the definition of a cool finishing move. He can do a judgment cut. Virgil over here.
Oh dear.
Yep. So he can analyze AMS airflow data and instantly move to the blind spot of enemy Reaper Eye. However, he is able to collect this data himself, so he needs someone else to provide him with support. And he's also very stubborn. And whenever he does find a power person who he respects, he follows them behind like a dog. He's a bit clingy. Aisha from CU Indonesia. As training, she was praised for being a hard worker and a model student, but her inner talent was judged to be below average. Later, she volunteered to be sent to the Kunlun Military Research City as a test subject. As a result of their research, they discovered she has immense talent at observing airspaces using AMS, and she made a comeback as a soldier focused on specialized techniques for observation and detection. Furthermore, she later achieved good marks in competitive tests with Lingji and was promoted quickly through the ranks that landed by the squad. She would then become an ideal supporter to bolster the squad's efforts. A flying Virgil. Mosca Blanca sobs. The passage of time is always around. One by one, every element of the war zone is stripped naked and eye. The pressure this causes can be quite terrifying, even if she never fires a shot. Using the vast amount of data she can make split-second decisions about the current combat situation and propose optimal tactics to deal with it. She truly is the eyes and brains of Baibao. She is very bad at actually flying, though. So we got CU Ciconia, the 31st Aerial Augmented Infantry Squad. Because Baibao's squad is deified in CU for propaganda purposes, Ciconia squad is often relegated to obscurity. However, they are more than strong enough to serve as Baibao's other half, so they're unsurprisingly selected as contestants for the International Battle Center Festival. Their kit is composed of one responder, one defender, and one side support. They're the exact opposite of Baibao, focusing mainly on fights that aren't against aerial augmented infantry units. Typically, they attack for safe distance using Andri's long-range missiles, while Sujatha and Rukshana defend him. However, the squad's leader Sujatha thinks this sort of tactic designed for missile-equipped aircraft comes from outdated Air Force thinking, and that won't work in the current age where made-air close-range fighting exists. So she's apparently always petitioning her superior to let them use more modern structure and tactics, but due to the lack of understanding, she's made little progress. So we got Sujatha. Due to her newborn mental evaluation, she was also recognized as a national special growth target, and she graduated with grade 12 out of fact. However, today discovered that she had a flaw where her P3 levels become unstable while under particular kinds of stress. Now, in order to help her overcome this flaw, a research team has begun offering her support. She's incredibly straight-laced and is always putting herself under high-stress conditions, so her support team is always recommending that she find rest or find a hobby. She's really good at the fightings and concentrating in close-range fights against enemy, and is capable of using a rejection shield with maximum efficiency when she strikes while deflecting any and all attacks. She earns the title of Immortal Ferocious God, which sounds hype as all hell. But also, we're talking about child soldiers. Good to remember. She studies on her own days and nights, her growth never ceases, however she's constantly under high stress which causes damage to some of her internal organs. Yay, stress. I forgot how many characters there are. We've been at this for 30 minutes, Jupiter.
Can we just... I feel like we've gone through the main ones. I think maybe we should just go through these and just go through the ones we like. We're done.
Oh Jesus, because some of these have stuff we want to note, but I think we just summarize super hard now.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yes.
Because, ooh boy, how many characters is this? 1, 2, 3, 4, 6, 12, 18, 24. We have 27 characters without including the ones that would go over here.
Oh dear.
Oh dear, yep. So Rukshana, in her home country, only men are attended because sexism is still a thing after World War III. Her personality isn't suited for being air augmented infantry, but she earns top grades. But anyway, the king of her country, and we still have royalty, gave her a special exception. The characters unlock extra stuff after finishing the story as well, right? Do you want to go with Seacat Whisperer's idea, Jupiter, then?
Yeah, that sounds like a good idea. Perfect.
Okay. Let's just skip to the faction then. Next one. The Abrahamic Brothers Nation, also known as the Europe-Middle East Alliance. Using the end of World War III as a turning point, the three religions that once stood in opposition succeeded in historic reconciliation. The result was this newly born religious nation group. They're extremely respectful of religious traditions and precepts, and for sake of protecting religious freedoms, slander against other religions is strictly prohibited. The religious police who oversee this are famous for being incredibly strict. They claim to be a beautiful, reverent nation group that respects precepts, traditions, and religious art. For that reason, they pity other factions and work to expand their influence and evangelize. So, all three of the Abrahamic faiths managed to merge together.
Huh. Who would have guessed?
Who would have guessed? That seemed super
It's literally the coexist sticker you see on like car bumpers.
Oh yeah, because of the level
That's
of
what it
religious
is.
police authority, other factions think of this as a police state without freedom of speech. So we got the ABN Peace Department, the Dalayatsuf, the 901st, kept formed around Naima, the ABN's mysterious trump card. This is one of the main ace-style teams like CU's Biobot Squad. The kit is composed of one attacker and two responders, or possibly one attacker and two supporters. Stanislaw and Naomi change how they support Naima depending on their situation. Until recently, Naima was assigned to Experimental Division, and her very existence was covered by a veil. She's the first known when she was chosen to represent for the International Battle Standard Festival. This probably means that as a research subject, she had reached a high level of completion that made it worth betting the honor of the faction on her at the festival. Will uncommitted infantry battles be won with numbers, or will individual geniuses be able to dominate? Daliatsuf holds the answer to that question.
Ooh, I'm gonna do the new one, or the next one.
Alright.
Attached to the ABN Peace Department is the 12th Holy Agent Corps, Yeldat Shavit. Ever since the Aerial Augmented Infantry was first created, the ABN leadership has had doubts as to whether it should be possible to suppress an uprising of ace units if one were to occur, so following a pattern exactly opposite to the one-man ace style of the Talat Seyuf, they carried out trial and error experiments based on the concept of confronting a single ace with a team of three. Yeldat Shavit is a successful product of this initiative. Additionally, though the Holy Agent Corps is often viewed as a propaganda corps aimed at youngsters, some suspect that they're actually barrier troops. Rumor has it that their real mission is to observe Allied aerial augmented infantry troops from behind, ready to eliminate them if they ever attempt a betrayal or a defection. Their kete is composed of 3 attackers. Supposedly, the 3 of them together can instantly kill a single treasonous ace. However, some think this is just another scary story from the internet. They shine like idols, so they certainly are people on the nets who are jealous of them.
Your child soldier idols for the big propagandists.
Hooray! What military fucking big bosses out of heaven kind of worked.
Big Boss looks at this and is like, yes, a perfect society.
Perfect society. Perfect. And then the boss is rolling in her grave.
The boss is like, how did you guys fuck this up even more?
She's like, I said no borders, no military. That's all I asked for. How did you guys fuck this up so hard?
You somehow made more borders and more militaries.
No, it's funny how her goal is so simple and Big Boss fucked it up.
Big Boss is simple.
It was basically, I want no borders, world peace. Ugh, and she died, and he's like, okay. I'm gonna make a
she was betrayed by her
state.
country, so I will make a nation for the military itself. A nation for soldiers.
Oh god, that's so wild.
The Africa Commonwealth realm, which is notable for being a realm, immediately following World War III, here King Shockley united the African continent. He built a powerful group of nations that now forms one of the great factions. Rather than trying to forcibly integrate all African countless ancient cultures and religions, the Commonwealth King ruled while serving as the highest ranking member of all cultures and religions. While they respect tradition and culture, they also taken up factory-managed childbirth, following the AU's example, claiming to be a new nation group that combined both tradition and state-of-the-art. Some members of the royal family blame failures in national policy on other factions, taking an overly hostile attitude in the belief that the people from other factions are looking to split up Africa up into colonies once again. Because of the excesses of some royal family members, other factions believe the royal family is corrupt and abusing their people.
Hooray for eugenics and monarchy.
Yep, eugenics and monarchy. Yep. Attached to ACR Aerial Knights Corps, the June 1st Kings Tour Memorial Squad, also known as Squad 601. One-man ace kit that exists for sole purpose of assisting Princess Rethabile of ACR. To the ACR royal family and military, the activities and appearances of this princess are nothing more or less than the ultimate propaganda material. Furthermore, she's well down the line of succession, and it would be possible to deify her if she perished in the line of duty. So while they give her the best support available, they also mercilessly place her on the front lines. However, Rethabile herself wants to go to the front lines and seems to have decided inside her heart that if she's fated to perish anyway, she might as well do it gloriously. The kit is composed...
Just like, might as well go out a bang, YOLO.
Yep. My family wants me to die as a martyr, so they can use it as propaganda.
Living like Larry.
Fundamentally, it's Ishak and Abdo's job to give Rethabile a chance to shine, but when they see she's developed tunnel vision from focusing so much on a goal, they provide her support without holding anything back. They're particularly focused on anti-aerial augmented infantry battles, and the highest ideal is to end conflict with sportsmanship by having aces from both sides step forward and duel just like ancient times. Yeah, Rethabile is indeed great, and we will probably be seeing more of her.
Alright, I got this one. Attached to the ACR Combined Military part is the 1st Aerial Knights Corps, the Queen's Cairo Visit Memorial Squad, also known as the Cairo Squad. The ACR tends to value exceptional individual achievement over group action. The Cairo Squad is one among many squads composed of the best talent from the Area Augmented Military Division serving under the ACR Combined Military. The unique Kete is composed of 3 responders. Unlike Kete from other factions, they undergo no obligations to work in concert with each other, and each is allowed to do as they see fit. This might make it sound like there's no reason for them to be a Kete, but their relationship, while unusual, is not a bad one, and they alternate between coordinating, protecting each other, and competing with each other, all according to their own rules. This unique Kete's surprising strength is that no formula can predict what they'll do, and in their friendly battles with people from other factions, all of their opponents are forced to admit that they were erratic and difficult to contend with.
So, now we got the Latin American Treaty Organization. LATO. In the early parts, or LATO? Which one should I say? I have no idea. Which one do you think sounds better?
Lato? Lato?
LATO? Sorry, my pronunciation's gonna be terrible. Okay. In the early parts of after World War III era, they were blessed with rich spirit fields of rare spiridium, and rapidly became the most prosperous countries in the world. Leto controls the main source of world spiritum, so none of the other factions could say none of them. They currently function as the central axis of the world and are filled with headquarters of various international organizations. That massive financial power is the backdrop for a strong military, and they refer to themselves as the World Police, as America once did in the before World War III era. Their people are incredibly well off, and it's the number one most chosen reason for places I want to be reborn in. Leto's citizens are wealthy and have no worries. The other factions watching them seem to be extremely jealous. Attached to the International Peace Mediation Association military, the Healthy Military Balance Oversight Committee. They're a so-called police force in charge of observing and intervening in disputes all around the world, as well as being the de facto Leto military. Though they acknowledge the existence of regional disputes, they set upper limits on the amount of arms that can be used and watch the situation closely. This policy is based on the idea that feuds result from healthy military balance can calm the emotions of government and on people on both sides, resulting in cooling off periods sufficiently long to allow them to talk over it rationally. For this reason, they only... like the UN peacekeeping force. Forbidden to all factions for the sake of maintaining the healthy military balance. They are even allowed to use higher level versions of gauntlet technologies that other factions, meaning that extreme strength of Leto Gauntlet Knights is probably an indisputable fact. They use as Rot 2-person squads instead of Ket 3-person squads. And Valentina and Mary Carmen are war buddies in the same Rot. So yeah, it's a mix of America and the UN.
Hooray.
you all enthusiasm just continuously, like, I can hear it training through your voice. Also, we did none of these characters, but you know who deserves it? Kirpoyo.
Mosco Blanca says thanks, I hate it.
of the Audi Frog family and Genius Audi Frog, a freely distributed AI character icon. Iconic. The default character icon of various
Why?
communication tools. Right, because the most...
Why does Frog have a belly button? That's... What? Okay.
As a side note, the most phrase to it is, "How do I delete you?" It is often criticized for being foul-mouthed or perverted, but it's merely Kirpoi communicating in a way that's optimized for the individual user. Once a certain senator apparently proclaimed that Kirpoi was unsuitable for young men due to his propensity for seeking out adult videos of mature women, thereby digging his own grave. Additionally, because of Kirpoi, most after World War III children believe that frogs have belly buttons. Because where else are they going to see them?
Goodness.
Forbidden word conversion A is capable of replacing predetermined unsuitable words with Kira Kira. For that reason, obscene conversations fights all get turned into the sound of frogs croaking, thanks to this pleasant feature, so that someone watching from the sidelines will only hear coarse frogs. The Art of the World records also state that Kirpoi has mediated more fights than any other thing on the planet. Uninstallation resistance SSS, triple S. Used with whatever means necessary to prevent its own installation. Even if one reaches the instance page after considerable effort, several hundred checkboxes await them before they can complete it. If any of these things are entered incorrectly, one secret MyPic images will be sent similar to all of what the hell, Frogsters. Okay. I think we're good.
That's if you have something to hide. I have nothing to hide. I will go down this hole. I am ready to go down the rabbit hole of uninstalling this frog.
What the sheer power of the Ace people.
Yep. I'm like, go share. You're gonna see all my cat pics. I hope y'all love cats.
Meow, just saying that. Okay. So, I think we're ready to actually go back to start.
Yes. Okay, let's start from our designated positions one more time. And let's focus more on our coordination this time.
Unlike a super genius like me, the others are going to need some repeated practice. I've been covering up for your little super genius screw-ups this whole time, Meow.
Yeah.
Your ability to go that high always impresses me, Jupiter. My headset director cannot handle it.
Oh god, did it catch it that time?
I don't know if they caught it, but if you guys could tell us if Jupiter's cutting out or if it's just my headset, because it might just be me, at which point, great.
You can't treat Gravemole like we're drones, Jaden.
Sheesh, I guess you can't keep up with the superb movement ability Meow and I have.
There's no point saving a second of time if your coordination suffers. I know you're a super genius, so pay a little more attention to what's behind you. Even if super genius can't do anything without support from his comrades. And, anyway, I see so much inefficiency in your trajectory data. You keep putting unnecessary strain on your internal AMS. 8MS.
You got yelled at.
You're definitely a super genius, Jaden. You're so much of one that you can't coordinate with normal people like us. Uh-oh, Meow's totally entered lecture mode, Meow.
When he lectures, he keeps sending over specific data, so you can't fight back.
And when he lectured, oh yeah, Meow, Second Lieutenant Meow, Master Meow, I'm so sorry, please hit stupid slow Chloe with more and more relevant data. Yeah. How do you express that emotion? Looks like Chloe's reliving her past. Oh, that was you.
That's how you express it.
Wait, that was you. Why is Chloe saying that?
Meow, Second Lieutenant Meow, Master Meow, I am so sorry. Please hit stupid slow Cleo with more and more relevant data.
Looks like Chloe's reliving her past trauma. Meow, meow. Meow, if you don't put your lectures on hold and resume training, the instructor...
You brats! What are
you slacking off for? This always happens when I turn my back for a second.
You're the one who slacked off and took a break in structure.
Did you say something, Koshka?
I don't think he heard you, so I'll text it to him. Yeah.
You fool!
Oh, I got a good voice for this.
Chloe!
Poor Chloe.
Am I struck?
The reason why Trauma Cat Girl Bratz is not a show yet is this isn't done yet. This is just part 1, and like the Umineko anime wasn't good. I don't know. Higurashi got another one. Who knows? Maybe 2021 will be the year of Ciconia. Maybe the pandemic will end and Rikusha will start rewriting Phase 2 because he's rewriting Phase 2 because Phase 1 kind of predicted all of 2020.
Damn.
Your time hasn't improved at all! You ended up looking that pathetic at the festival because you aren't taking this seriously.
I don't think it was bad enough to be called pathetic.
That asshole probably has been saying things like, they'll definitely win first place. They got me training them to his higher-ups, raising the bar for no goddamn reason. I agree. No, I'm not sure I like having a record like that dismissed so easily. Dummy, stupid Okinogi. Meow.
You shouldn't say things like that. Stupid Chloe, just self-destruct.
Oh, by the way,
What's that, Chloe?
what do you actually think about Koshka's Pandora's box, where horrible disasters are stored in the brain, but also hope?
I you know what? Relatable. That's what I say. Hashtag relatable. There's so many demons in this head. I got a few demons in my head, but Jesus, there's blood.
There's a deep string of
has
hope.
a come to Jesus moment.
Kibo.
It's nothing. I'm so sorry, instructor. Even in a world where you can talk to people in your brain, you can sometimes self-destruct.
Oh, this is narration, actually. I'll take that. Even in a world where you can talk to
Oh.
people with your brain, you can sometimes self-destruct. Accidents like speaking out loud when you're trying to badmouth someone mentally right in front of their face are an everyday occurrence in this world. That being said, some kids can do the high-level technique of saying what they really think, then pretending it was on accident.
Warcat, Grave Mole, to your positions! Gunhild, raise the A levels by 3.
Roger that. Up 3 levels, Kira Poyo. Roger that, Poyo.
Listen up. In the end, it isn't about logic. It's about beating it directly into your bodies. Empty your minds and repeat it again and again. Chloe, begin the countdown.
Enemy AI has been adjusted. Chloe, go ahead. Yep, another chat.
Then I'll begin the countdown. 3, 2, 1.
Battle Simulator, let's go, Poyo. Meow's data pig lecture mode was definitely harsh, but it was much better than those old instructor basis theories on the supremacy of fighting spirit. Kids of the Cellcom era thought of everything as data and numbers, but Oldsworth thinking was full of abstract, emotional, spiritual, and guts-based arguments. Sheesh, Meow's accurate data storm lecture is better than this. And again, it's like the difference between being pushed out a 10-story window or an 11-story window.
Hey, super genius.
Some people,
Concentrate.
what's this phrasing? My war criminals are better than your war criminals, and yeah. The thing is, it's a plot, and it depends. Like, I think there's clearly, like, while the narrator's biased, it's biased in a way to make you feel uncomfortable in this, right? And it's clear that this situation's not good. And as Fire Emblem,
I
that's
think there's a level of satire commentary here that we can kind of tell this is fucked. I think from the get-go we know
There-
this is fucked up.
there definitely is, because like you've read Higurashi, you can tell oftentimes the narration just goes off and calls someone stupid or like makes things terrifying by implying like, you know, otherworldly reasons and all sorts of things, right? Because you played through the first bit, right?
Of this one?
Higurashi.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes, I have.
Like, it's very common for Ryukishi to use like that sort of stuff to go, oh no, everything's wrong, but no one's treating it as wrong, to freak you the hell out.
It's a slow burn. Like, this is they're trying to give you like this is the world through like its propaganda, like the facade it's giving you, and then once you get to the next arc, then the facade starts crumbling down. I'm pretty much assuming.
Then there's also stuff where in Fire Emblem it's just like, oh, I'm sorry, you want the cute anime boys and girls who are high school age, and now yeah, we'll give you that. There's no actual reasoning behind why they're child soldiers. It's just that. Also, in that time period, like their ages would be reasonable-ish, right? Though having a military officer's thing and like the way battles are conducted doesn't really make logistical sense. But who cares? It's Fire Emblem. Just ignore superpowers. Yeah. Anyway, did you say this line, Jupiter?
Yeah, I said concentrate.
Yep.
Oh, did you hear me?
Yeah. Okay.
I'm watching your data so I can tell. Get ready for a big review meeting after this. And don't run away.
Seriously? Well, even the super genius Jaden, who didn't know how to be discouraged, was apparently hit hard by Mia's lectures. And so once again, the young Gotham Knights trained in all sorts of ways until they were worn out. Like, 80%, if you missed it, like, the very first scene of this was a propaganda video that they were shooting to make Gotham Knights seem cool for kids. And the person they were shooting the propaganda video with was worked so hard that that they couldn't keep up the rejection shield and were killed during the filming. So it's clearly like trying to be like not great. Sheesh, our instructor's weird fighting spirit logic really pisses me off. I think I took Andrew as well. People without talent are always quick to start talking about fighting spirit. Oh dear God, I don't remember who took Shaq.
I think I did.
Okay.
I did Purple Afro Dude, and you did a Shaq, maybe?
Okay, we'll switch it. Okay. Hey, I'd appreciate
Yeah.
if you didn't talk about her princess behind her back. So, you have no complaints when everything's explained to you logically, Jaden? Well, you can still go too far, yeah? Ever since that It's a Rap public bath party, this virtual room had become a meeting space for Gauntlet Knights regardless of nationality. Whenever the young hit it off, it usually doesn't take long for them to become friends, and getting to hear or tell stories to people from different environments is a very precious thing for their young hearts. The vast majority of parallel processors were women, so the Gauntlet boys were a minority. Today had become a rare all-boy gathering.
I suppose all factions are the same. Middle-aged men who act all important are always scum.
Our CEU instructor scum too? I figured they'd be wise compared to our instructor.
Woo! they had a scummy instructor battle standard festival, our COU team would take golds in every event.
At least they're a bit better than our ABN instructors, and that you're allowed to openly criticize them.
I'm imagining that if you badmouthed your instructor in the ABN, you'll get arrested on the spot. Yes?
In a country where you can't insult anyone to their face, you form a culture capable of insulting people without sounding like you're insulting.
Hooray, that's a country of passive aggressiveness and microaggressions.
It's just passive aggressiveness and microaggressions.
Jeez Louis, that is hell. That's like a world of Karens.
That is law,
nice.
Karen. Yeah, we still got the midden hands. Ryukishi refuses to draw the hands, and he's right. We stand. So who took it?
Honestly, I respect it. I'm doing Abdo.
Okay. Also, can we just say that suit is very intricate?
Yeah. Sounds nice. So, for example, what would you say to an irritating superior officer who never shows any appreciation for the subordinates' work?
It's our way to say the opposite of what we mean. Something like, I'm truly grateful for the heartfelt support you always show me, instructor. Nice. I'll take that. I'll take it. A friend has arrived, Poyo. Isha, you took Rethabile, did you, I think?
Yes.
Okay.
Ishak Abdu. So, you were lounging around here. Get back to our training. When it comes to training, fighting spirit and guts are vital.
Wow, she and Okonogi have the same philosophy.
By honored by the opportunity to sweat for my sake.
Your Grace, thank you for ever-present heartfelt support.
For which we are ever so grateful, Princess Ruthabile.
Also, I really like how Abdo's scarf is always flown back, and he's always, like, puffing his chest out, and, like, it's flapping in the wind, right?
I really like their outfits. They're really nice.
Yeah.
Their poses are really nice.
Honestly, all three of the outfits are real nice.
Yeah. They look like they're gonna walk up to you like, hey kid, wanna buy some Gauntlet Knights? Gauntlet Knight armor?
Huh? Right. Very well then.
Oh my. Oh. In any era, getting to complain together and feel a sense of camaraderie is the best part of talking with close friends. Furthermore, they're used to a background operation, so they could chat like this at any time without having to worry about time zones or even what other person was doing at the moment. It was a wonderful era they were in. In this era, high-quality sleep substitute drugs had been developed, so sleep was no longer necessary. Humanity had effectively doubled the density and time in a human life. But of course, it wasn't a dreamlike drug. Perfect. It only freed you from the need to sleep, so if you want to maintain your concentration, you need to rely on things like that ancient drug caffeine. If you try to study for a test all night, you might not get sleepy, but you get bored and start hating it halfway through. For most people who didn't have anything they needed to do so badly that it was worth abandoning sleep, it wasn't really that valuable. After all, it can get pretty boring if you have no work or any desire to do anything until dawn, and you're incapable of feeling sleepy even if you lay down.
This is the future that capitalism wants, a world where you'll never sleep. What fucking hellscape is this?
So this drug was only used regularly by the young, who could never find enough time to study and play. Thanks to that, the young lost the concept of time zones. They were always awake, so they could communicate with anyone regardless of day and night, even if that person was on the other side of the planet.
You see, this is why time is a social construct, y'all.
To be fair, Mosca, I'm pretty sure Yukishi actually took certain of the designs that are in Umineko from real life Gothic Lolita dresses and stuff. So some of those designs are real, and you can find them completely unrelated to Umineko, or right. I remember there's a certain character's outfit appeared in a certain museum as a display for Lolita fashion, and it had nothing to do with Umineko, but it was one of the Umineko dresses.
I would not be surprised if it was Beatrice's outfit.
Maybe. No spoilers at the very least.
I can totally see her outfit being an actual Lolita dress too.
It's pretty good. But I'm not a huge actual fan of the colors, but it's still really good.
Yeah.
Yeah. The fact they were capable of a communication this rich was a powerful weapon in the young one's arsenal. Though some places did close down in the middle of the night, the shopping district was always open, even at this hour. Jaden could be seen in the nighttime shopping district during a time range where only young people who loved the anti-sleeping drugs were up and about. Ah, damn it. For Jaden, all that complaining and laughing with friends in the public bath had made for a good change of pace. At least the part about complaining about instructors had. Meow, go a little easy on me. His lectures are like a tornado for points. You can't contradict him, so I wish... damn it. He couldn't call Meow a bastard or an asshole. All his points were right on the mark. When Jaden actually followed those suggestions, he noticed the difference clearly. All he could do then was lick the wounds that had been inflicted on Super Genius Jaden's pride. Aren't we war buddies from the same cat? If you're right, couldn't you say it a bit more nicely? True to what Jaden had always claimed, he was enough of a genius ace to earn the super qualification. For a long time, he'd never been inferior to anyone around him in any way. However, that was when he'd been surrounded by what he called normal people. When he's surrounded by the best gauntlet aces, the ultimate collection of talent, he couldn't always be on top. Of that group, only Mintaki Meow felt like a rival he might not be able to match. Even though, until recently, Jaden had always focused on his own victory, achieving success again and again. It's because he was always looking at his opponent. While doing his best to achieve victory, Meow could simultaneously search to find out how he could counter his opponent's best, and he would actively notice when opponents did well or badly, even when said opponents didn't notice it themselves. Right. After getting criticized again and again today, there's no compliment at the end today. That's why I'm so down. Meow's lecture mode today was a rush of valid points and data as usual, but after I get a beat down, he's supposed to finish it with a compliment, so I can look forward to hearing mixed suggestions. And today the instructor butted in. Meow's lecture mode got cut off. You're pathetic, Super Genius Jaden. Since when has my mood jumped all over the place because of every word that Squinty Pipsqueak says? Wait a sec. I'm obsessing over this way too much. How the heck did I get here? I checked my mental display and saw that I had traveled several stations down. I didn't come to this place often. Still, if I wanted to totally reset my mood, coming to a part of the city I wasn't used to may have been just what I needed. I looked around. Information flooded from countless shops flooded my brain. Of course, getting hit with a flood of information just leads to confusion, so I used one of my favorite information filters and simplified the data in my vision. When I did, a nearby game center was marked as recommended. Poyo! I found a recommended spot according to your tastes. It's the game salon Armageddon, Poyo. Rating?
Oh my god, look at him. He has a fedora and a wine glass. He's like, Majaden.
Oh no, Majaden. Oh dear god, I got Rating 4 stars. Safety 4 stars. Cleanliness 3 stars. Majaden. Oh, that's awful. That's so bad. Why did I do that? It was my first time going to this place, but it didn't look bad. According to the description, one of its popular games had just received an update. Nice. It's been a while since I filled a high score list with my name. In this era, even game centers were decorated like a fancy Victorian-style salons on the inside, because they're still LARPing.
God, why would you make it an arcade Victorian style? Like, I get maybe one for like a gimmick, but I wouldn't want all arcades to be in Victorian style. Give me the 80s Chuck E. Cheese glamour.
The 80s Chuck E.
Give me the alarming fear of pink eye when I look at the ball pits.
I'm gonna be honest, I've never been to a Chuck E. Cheese.
I have, it's not worth it.
Though, like, the only time I've actually played an arcade game is there's a pizza store near me when I was young, right? And they had a Third Strike cabinet, just one of them, right? And I used to like spend quarters on that I probably shouldn't have, because lunch. But anyway, however, the line's beautifully adorned sofas had a lot of wiring, like a military simulator. In an era with mental displays, anyone could play games even during class without anyone knowing. However, the locations called game centers were a bit different. In addition to the mental display, they also project the game screen on a spatial display. Why? Isn't it obvious? To show off your skills to people you've never seen before. Of course, even in this era, game live streams on the internet were alive and well. Blacklight activated flooring with a weird scribble pattern.
That's the best part. Like, this is what this is.
Yeah. Okay.
This is like the opposite of like, oh god, you know, like those weird like white supremacist like
Oh.
like this is what the culture took from you. Like people do this online, but like
oh no,
like showing the
oh
80s.
have you seen the person who's like we need instead of transhumanism we need trad humanism?
Yeah,
Oh that
it's like that, but like the opposite of that. So it's like it's an 80s arcade. It's like this is the culture they took from us.
It's reject modernity, embrace tradition, and it's like e-girls and e-boys and scene.
Yes.
Oh, just go
I
back.
remember I was like making a joke with a friend. I was like, the degradation of art, kid pics, Photoshop, and Clip Studio Paint.
Oh no, like
the transition.
reject modernity and all those brands and advertising, right? Embrace tradition. 90s gross out ads.
Yep.
Bring back purple Heinz ketchup.
Moscow Blanca says, oh god, an arcade room designed like the Trump Tower lobby.
Oh,
god,
no.
that would be basically it.
Oh Jesus. No, because his isn't
Wait,
quite
no.
Victorian styling. It's just bad.
It would just be like a casino.
This, from what we're seeing, he probably did just Photoshop a casino.
Yeah.
Also, his backgrounds like have gone a lot better. Like I actually like all the random painterly, watercolor almost stuff going on, right? It's way better than the jankier like texture effects he had on before. They don't know what Victorian looks like. Think about it. This is after World War III. What do they eat?
Yeah, they probably like, and given the fact that information, even the origins of World War III are like altered, like they could be just mixing up Edwardian and Victorian like it's no tomorrow.
I mean, who even cares about that now? They're just like, this old stuff looks cool. I'm gonna throw it in.
Yeah, exactly.
It's probably all over from multiple different centuries, but they're just like, that's Victorian, right?
Like, they'd be like, they take Rococo, they take some like Edwardian, they take some Victorian.
Definitely. It's actually specifically noted, Evie, that there's a shit ton of polished brass everywhere. Like there's like it's like a world considered to be like almost steampunk, but they're LARPing it because the Spiritimia engines release a vapor that's kind of like steam.
If I lived in a society where I can make technology whatever I wanted, I'd go vaporwave.
Like because they just decided their society's aesthetic was steampunk. I think this is just a weird, like, I don't know why there's a car.
I thought that was like a DDR. Oh wait, that's a car. You're right. Huh.
Is this some sort of big figure, but why a car?
I don't know.
I don't know. But 1 second, Rikushi makes these places by taking photos, right? Why was there a car there?
Is it like a model?
It has to be some sort of installation, but why a car? And why in a place like this?
Maybe because it's a casino that they're like, enter and you will win this raffle for this car.
Do casinos do that?
I feel like they do. I've seen it in malls before.
Huh. Maybe it's this. Why would there be a car model in a mall? Because this could be.
I don't know.
The greatest mystery. What lies deep in Koshka's brain. Why this car is here. So yeah, people still live streaming. You can interact with many of them ways, including voice and text. However, some demanding young people felt that there's no replacement for the sensation of seeing live reactions. I need to see live reactions to my stream. Send me the big pog champs.
Goodness, show me Let's Plays. Oh gosh, someone can like pull up 20 Let's Plays at once.
They have the parallel processing power.
They can just be in like multiple streams at once.
Godlike. Because of these people, relics from old world like Game Center still exist, and boldly so, despite how far civilization had advanced. Okay, we can see it a bit closer up now. Maybe... They get to have a great time cheering and or showing their disappointment in an exaggerated manner. That takes me back. I remember when I'd go to game centers where all the neighborhood rats hung out. He bought a drink as a substitute for the entry fee, then sat down in a random empty seat. Gloomy people vaguely lacking in self-confidence might sit in the corner, even though they wanted to be seen. However, super genius Jaden wasn't like that. He'd sit openly in the throne, right in the middle, left open because of that special Japanese brand of embarrassment they call humility. Jaden has no shame.
He's American. He's our American himbo.
His Solcom immediately informed him that it successfully connected to the seat. Then Display told him that he could benefit from a promotional campaign if he entered his Kazuna ID. Actually, he had his Kazuna set to off. If he hadn't, then a friend would have heartlessly messaged him, regardless of whether he was feeling neurotic or depressed. At that moment, he wanted some time to himself, so he didn't activate Kazuna and chose not to participate in the promo. Well, if I get an ultra high score and expose my ID, I'll get so many friend requests from people I don't know, it'll be a pain. In any year, if you carelessly expose your personal information, you'll get a rush of weird direct mails and sale calls. Okay, let's do this. Hilarious, right? A Gauntlet Knight got depressed about his training, so he'd shake it off. He started playing a game about Gauntlet Knights. Gauntlet Knights who could fly unassisted and dominate a battlefield on their own, where the kids around the world wanted to become. So yes, the military propaganda is in the video games for the children, for the child soldiers.
So it's like a war veteran playing Call of Duty or something like that, basically.
He's not a veteran yet because none of them have actually seen combat, but yeah. As subtle as the nail to the gut. Subtlety is for cowards. So there were
why make a metaphor of saying fuck capitalism when you can just say fuck capitalism?
He does actually, like, if that goes with the manga, there's a point where he literally does that, where he's like, in a society where money decides, like, and has influence, right? It'll only go to the needs of people who have money. Like, he literally straight up just has a couple lines where it's just like, a character just says, yeah, fuck capitalism.
Yes, that's 10 out of 10.
So there were many games that simulated being a Gauntlet Knight. This was also a useful way in all countries to find people with high aptitudes. Finding people with the aptitude to video games. For that reason, games like this were placed in game centers all over the world. I love flying solo. No need to keep perfect pace with a noisy partner. The quality here was much lower than Military Simulator, but for a game, this was more than good enough. Furthermore, all his experiences from normal training would come back to him, and the realism could be supplemented by his brain, and grow pretty intense. This was his first time playing at this game center, so he'd run through the tutorial first and get a feel for this particular location. Now to select a difficulty level. Easy, normal, hard? Yeah, right. I'll boldly flick my mental tablet. The word hard instantly shot off the top of the screen, which scrolled down to the no hand-holding settings like ultra hard and nightmare. The one I chose was the last one. Real Gauntlet Knight. Let's go. I'll show them I'm a super genius. No way, is he really doing it on real? Is he crazy? He's got all his controls set to manual? If he's on real, what's he gonna do with the Stage 7 boss's missile barrage? The Stage 7 boss was modeled off the Atlantis, the ACR Combined Military Superfortress class segmented warship. It was made of 7 connected Superfortress class warships, meaning it was more than just a ship, it was a fortress on the sea. So yeah, they're using weaponry from other countries as their bosses, so this propaganda continues to extend. A barrage of countless missiles was being launched from there, drawing a beautiful geometric shape that dazzles anyone who saw it. Is this 3D Toho?
Oh my goodness.
Because the beautiful geometric shapes. Military data in my video game. Ha! I only play video games that are good.
I only play Kirby.
That is a good video game, so that's also good.
Yeah.
Here I go.
Military propaganda in my games? I'm just gonna go back and play Metal Gear Solid. Ugh.
The intersection of Toho and America's Army.
Oh god, pretty much.
Whoa, awesome. Look at him move. Oh, whoa, awesome. Look at him move. Crap, I feel sick just watching this. Is this guy a god? He magnificently dodged the countless guided missiles chasing after him, shooting them down with perfect accuracy. Though there is something about the way that Jaden's using this to like supplement his self-worth, because he feels worthless even though he's one of the best people in the world, just because there's people better than him, because he's never had that experience before.
80% relatable said Jaden to those who play on normal. You cheated not only the game, but yourself.
Oh no, it was Jaden Ninja. No, Jaden's been relatively home. We like Jaden. Don't do this to us, 80. Don't.
He's our himbo.
Just like a missile matador. The excitement in the store reached a crescendo, and the noise made even passersby stop and look. When Jaden completed the game to utmost excitement, he waved back to the cheering young people throughout the salon. I could fix him, damn it. Oh god, damn it.
Mosca Blanca staring deeply into Super Genius Jaden's eyes while his dehydrated corpse from the gamer girl bathwater and gamer fuel stays.
Oh no. Whew. Thank you. Thanks for your support. This really does feel good. Thank God I came to this game center. Now that uneasy feeling is gone. Jaden sank deep in the sofa, enjoying this feeling, and slowly sipped his drink. The excitement in the salon calmed down, and everyone went back to enjoying their own games or watching others. If you register a Kazuna ID, you can take advantage of Point Rally's Start Dash campaign. It's because I was playing pretty well just now. They don't want to miss out because I'm an unregistered user. Okay, well, might as well register. I'll have to add a comment that I'm not taking friend requests. He set his Kazuna, which had been off to on. He immediately received several ad emails. A friend has arrived, Poyo. Already? Who is it? Kazuna always displayed a message like that when a friend's avatar came to visit over the internet, or if a friend came near you in real life. This wasn't an avatar visit. Did that mean one of his friends was nearby? The friend sign was very close. Apparently I didn't see them because I was set to off, but they were actually inside the store. That's a bit cold, not saying hi even though they're in the same game center. Who is it? Where are they? I tried to check their friend sign through my mental tablet, but it suddenly disappeared. Now that it was gone, I had no way of knowing the person's name or where they were. Hey, that's creepy. In other words, a friend inside the store had realized that Jaden was nearby, and had hurriedly set their Kazuna to off. That does tick me off a bit. I don't know who it is, but I think they need a good talking to. That's not something you do to your friends, right? I gotta give them a big lecture full of valid points and lots of data, huh? I looked around the store. Okay, where are you hiding? There were more customers than usual at this time of day, partly due to the after effects of Jaden's super playing. This person probably knew who Jaden was, so if he set up camp in front of the store, they probably wouldn't come strolling in. He checked the store map from his Kazuna. There was one more route at the store, the back door near the bathroom. Look, there's a shadow person rushing through, and clearly not someone who has to use the bathroom. Hey, wait. Hey, you're Meow, right? Hey, wait! He recognized the person behind. It was definitely Mitake Meow, his partner from the War Cats. Though he could hear Jaden, he was hurrying away, trying to blend in with the shopping center crowd. Interesting enough, he was leaving with a quick shuffling walk. Jaden, feeling that it'd be unfair to run after him, followed along with a similar shuffling walk. Wait, hey! Meow! Meow! Why are you shutting your Kazuna off and running away? That's creepy, man! To be fair, Jaden, you're also running after him.
Yeah.
Is it something I did? Something during training just now? Did I do something so weird that it pissed you off? Meow continued that shuffling walk without turning around. Jaden chased after him in the same way, calling out questions and complaints at Meow's back. To anyone looking at this, it was probably looked like they were having a lover's quarrel. Hey, I may be a gentleman, but I've just about had it, okay? As expected, there was no response. However, Meow is Meow. It couldn't possibly be anyone else. After all, considering how long Jaden had been following them, someone other than Meow would have called the police by now. I've just about had it. You got 5 seconds. 4, 3, 2, 1. I've had enough. This time I'm the lecturer. I'll make Meow say so. Hey, wait, Meow! Oh, sorry, that was you. Yeah, it does sound reminiscent of Hope and Thanks for Being Born, just slightly. All those related songs, Life, etc., Dear. There's a bit of that in there. My favorite song is actually this thing from the horrible, horrible, horrible scene that you know the one that makes me uneasy now every time I hear it. We'll get to that eventually.
Oh dear.
Jaden raced forward, grabbing Meow's thin arm, forcefully spun him around. However, Meow? Huh? Give me your best ellipses! Exclamation mark. Crap. Did I really mistake him for someone else? That's not possible. You're Meow, right? You are, aren't you? It was almost as though he was trying to convince himself rather than interrogate this person. He did think it was Mitake Meow. His eyes, his nose, and his mouth. Many bits of information made it clear that this was Meow himself. However, well, the atmosphere about him was something Jaden couldn't really describe. It belonged to something that resembled Meow, yet wasn't. Only then, Jaden realized that Meow's whole demeanor was different from usual. And the color of his lips seemed more sensual or something. The skinniness of the shoulder he was grabbing was definitely Meow's, but now the skinniness felt like something of the opposite sex. Could this be a girl who looked just like Meow? Wait. You're Meow, right? You are, aren't you?
I'm not Meow.
Says Meow. Liar. Then turn your Kazuna on.
No.
Crap, this totally looks like a couple fighting. The eyes of people walking by hurt. Jaden took the guy who was definitely Meow, but claimed not to be. No, maybe this isn't even a guy. He took the kid into a nearby store and sat them down. By this point, a certain possibility had risen to Jaden's mind. I'm a super genius, so I don't really get it, but aren't lots of Gauntlet Knight candidates? Ah, now I've done it. Sorry. He had planned on making this person apologize, but in the end, Jaden was the one who apologized. You're one of those, aren't you? Your body is Mitake Meow, but you aren't, right? As though giving up, the person shut their eyes tight and gave a slight nod. Sorry. I'm so sorry. I didn't know. To become a parallel processor, you needed to undergo special training from a young age. However, that didn't mean all babies had equal amounts of talent. No matter how much one trained, some people couldn't become parallel processors, while some developing surprising amount of talents with very little effort. It was well known that people with natural talents like this often developed a certain type of split personality. Multiple personality disorder in its commonly known form occurs when neurotrauma creates a data partition in the brain and gives birth to a new personality, one that hasn't been influenced by the trauma in order to protect one's mind. This is an acquired trait. However, in extremely rare cases, multiple personalities can appear as a congenital trait. Unlike acquired multiple personality disorder, its biggest identifying feature is that persons can be awake at the same time. It means that two consciousnesses can literally exist simultaneously in a single body. They can each think of and concentrate on different things. In fact, they can apparently even have verbal arguments with each other using the same mouth. They truly are born parallel processors. As you might expect, the training they received at a young age was more than effective for them than it was for single personalities, and this improved the more and more personalities they had. Since Gauntlet Knights need to be capable of parallel thinking, humans born with multiple simultaneous thoughts in the same brain made for incredibly suitable candidates. So according to one theory, 30% of famous Gauntlet Knights, 60% according to a different theory, had this special kind of congenital multiple personality disorder. Furthermore, these people would feel hurt if you called multiple personality disorder, so they're now referred to as CPP, congenital parallel processors. When I was in America, I had a friend who was congenital. I was a brat who didn't really understand, so I kept saying, show me a different personality and do something crazy, treating him like some kind of show instead of thinking about what he must have felt. I regret it now. No matter how much talent you have, it's never pleasant when people look at you strangely. So even though Gauntlet Knights have become a shared dream for kids all over the world, almost no one comes out as a CPP. It was all thanks to what remained of stereotypes for older era, where multiple personalities were treated like something out of the occult or horror genres. You know, I wasn't the one who started calling myself a super genius. I've been told that since I was very young at the training institute. This kid's a super genius with all that parallel processing power, despite not being a CPP. Thinking back on it, maybe all of them were CPPs, not just the friend who came out about it. And I treated that friend like some kind of bizarre animal. I imagine how everyone else must have felt to make my chest hurt. Yeah, wait, that's not right. I want to treat you as an individual human being. Would you mind telling me your name? So, Jaden, apparently we do need to fix him a bit. But he's trying?
This seems to be pretty. I mean, hey, this is already like treating
Yeah.
people with dissociative, like multiple personalities, like humanly.
Yeah, pluralism. It's, yeah.
Yeah.
Like, he doesn't understand it, but he's
Meow.
willing to try, right? He'll treat them as a human. Meow. Ah. It sounded like someone
Yeah.
imitating a cat's cry. No, wait, that's not it. I see. Meow and... God damn it, Meow. Huh? What a cute name. Meow, are you a girl?
Yeah.
Sorry about earlier. I grabbed your shoulder hard. That's no way to treat a girl, huh? Forgive me.
It's okay.
Two personalities with different genders in the same body, huh? Sounds like something you'd find in some old Japanese manga. Wait. I shouldn't be thinking of jokes. Seriously, I'm so sorry. Yeah,
Don't
80% relatable is already preparing
Okay.
and bracing for impact. Did you say it already, Jupiter?
Yeah, I said it, didn't I?
Oh, I must have missed it. This could go wrong in 100 different ways.
I shouldn't have run, and I should have told you.
Yeah, well, what should I do? I want to treat you the way you want to be treated.
Huh?
If you ask me to forget everything that happened today, I'll forget about you completely by tonight. If I ever realize I'm seeing you as Meow, I'll pretend I don't know you. Anyway, the way Jaden panicked as he tried his best to be polite must have looked a little humorous.
Hee. Meow giggles. And
Jaden
Jaden,
now
not
realizing
realizing why she was laughing, opened his eyes even wider.
Oh, he closed his eyes,
Oh, close his eyes.
bracing for it.
Thanks. You're nice, Jaden.
No, I'm just,
If you act so humble, it just makes this more uncomfortable. So really, don't worry about it. And anyway, I've been by your side all this time. If you act so distant, it actually makes me feel lonely.
I see. After all, you still exist even when Meow's there. So what about today's training?
Hey, I'm a Goblin Knight too. I split the work with Big Brother, checking our surroundings and controlling our posture and stuff.
I see. Is that how it is? Was? So you've been my older partner all along. At the word partner, Meow smiled proudly for the first time. Meow was probably the main personality, so Meow's personality always had to be kept hidden away. It's hard for others to notice it. She must have been happy to be recognized as a separate personality. Big brother, huh? So you're Meow's little sister. My old friend said his personalities were friends with each other.
It's brother and sister in our case. There's all sorts, depending on the person.
So Meow usually controls your body, but sometimes you put on makeup like a girl and go out at night to have fun like this.
Yeah,
So she's been having fun in part of the town, far separate from the area Mitake Meow lives in, so that no one who knew her would realize that she's a CPP. So it's a bit unsafe for a pretty girl like you to play around the city at night, don't you think?
sometimes. Weird people do try to talk to me.
No kidding. A girl this cute walking around without a boyfriend? You'd be crazy if you didn't try to talk to her. As Jaden said this, he gradually turned red. Just yesterday, he thought of this person as a cool partner of the same gender. Now he suddenly had to treat her like a girl, even though this was the same physical body. Except for a little makeup, this was totally Meow. Now I'm feeling kind of hot and sweaty. Mia, the next time you come here to have fun, let me know.
Huh?
I, Super Genius Jaden, will be your bodyguard and make sure no weirdos come after you.
Oh. Yeah. Yeah, I think having a bodyguard would be nice.
Oh, you're CPP? That's so pogger, says Jaden.
Oh my god.
That body belongs to my two parts, Mia, so it's only not natural that. Why do I keep turning red? Well, what I'm saying is perfectly normal. My partner's body's tiny, it's some weirdo came after him and hurt him while he was off having fun tonight. So I want to stay by his side. There's nothing remotely strange. Oh, I get it. It's because how Mia's face looks. Because you look like that, I can't figure out what to do next. Enough with this weird sweat already.
Thanks, Jaden. I'll definitely ask you to do that when the time comes.
Sure, send me a Kazuna message whenever you like. Would they ever have been able to talk like this if Jaden had only ever known Meow? The two of them chat about things never were discussed with being Meow. Before long, Jaden was gradually beginning to understand. I see. I get it. When Meow was always lecturing, he would always praise me for doing something good at the very end. No matter how small it was, he'd always find something. I really like that Meow face.
It's adorable.
It's super cute. That was you, wasn't it?
Hit. Ow.
Come to think of it, I always thought it was weird Meow always tore me down to manage to encourage me at the end. But after talking with you, I'm sure. The person who was always watching me and praising me so that I could give it all my all was you, Meow. Even though Jaden had met her for the first time today, he could see how much unexpected joy those words gave her. Something twinkled a little near her tightly shut eyes.
You're really cool, Jaden. I can't believe you noticed that I was there.
Well, of course, I'm still Super Genius Jaden.
I love him so much!
Yeah. He's super genius. And cool. I know that. I'm always watching you from nearby, so I know.
But isn't Meow listening to this conversation? Next time I see him, he'll tell me not to be a creep around his sister and beat the crap out of me.
Oh, that's okay.
Okay, yeah.
Oh, that's okay. When I don't want to be heard, I make sure the door of my heart is shut.
Apparently, privacy between personalities is possible, and she can apparently take her current experiences and memories and either share them with Meow or keep them for herself. Thinking about it this way, this is pretty rough. A brother and sister living in the same body. Beyond that, I don't remember much of what we talked about. However, until the sky lit up, I think we kept on talking random, about fun stuff, though I don't remember it well. Guys were another matter, but just before dawn wasn't a very safe time for girls. At this hour, they'd sometimes get bugged by guys who had been having fun all night, and who were weirdly excited. But she said she wanted to see if we could go home on her own. Meow was a girl, but the main personality of that body was Meow. In other words, people thought of them as a guy. The people in... okay, sorry.
If people knew that Mitaka Meow was walking around in makeup like a girl, it would cause Big Brother trouble. If that happened, he'd stop letting me go out to play.
Then shouldn't it be the other way around? You walk back home openly with me. If we do bump into someone, we know I'll say, this isn't Meow, it's a girlfriend of mine. Wow, that's forward.
I see. I see.
Meow's face had gone red as someone had boiled it. Did I say something that embarrassing? Apparently Kazuna had interpreted girlfriend as girlfriend. In English, Jaden had only meant that he'd introduce her as a girl he was friends with. But, in places that spoke Japanese, the phrases always meant a more long-term, one-on-one romantic relationship.
It's okay. I know what you meant. Kazuna translates things weird sometimes, doesn't it?
That's really great. I'll try to find a better Japanese translation patch.
No matter how much technology advances. communication really is made up of more than words and text. There's also your eyes, your expression, the atmosphere, smells, your heart beating, and all of it makes communication possible.
Yeah. If we ever start living in an electronic world, it'll be pretty boring.
Consider translation's mistakes, getting embarrassed and trying to run away. And chasing people who do that. Every bit of that is a precious part of communication between humans.
This ultimate communication tool had broken down all barriers, obviously including language. However, that definitely doesn't mean it was better than facing someone and talking to them in person. That cliche which old cultured people always use to criticize things like Kazuna, bouncing through the minds of two youths who were both acting embarrassed. In the end, the two of them did return to their lodgings together. Apparently, they didn't get a chance to bump into someone they knew and make the excuse that they were girlfriends or boyfriends or whatever.
That was really sweet. Evie Anarch says Jaden drinking his CPP respecting juice this morning. 80% said, damn it, good ally Jaden. And then Mosca Blanca said, I could legit simp for Jaden at this point. I mean, look at his colorful striped shirt
his
with like
shirt's
a
great.
leather
I love it.
vest. It's with a leather vest. It's like so out there.
So we'll be saving because it's a chapter, but now back to... Yep. That scene is really nice in a lot of ways. There's so much about it, right?
There was. It was very sweet.
Yeah. There are problematic undercurrents because Jaden also definitely doesn't know what he's talking about. And there's definitely moments where you can tell in his own internal monologue, like there was a moment of misgendering or referring to them both and all sorts of little things, right?
Yeah, and it's probably I don't know if he like consulted any plural folky as well.
Yeah. It definitely has that feeling of lot, but it's also like a lot of plural people also like they experience it differently, which is one thing I'm very like happy that like this did actually mention, right? Where it's like it's different from person to person.
Yeah. No, it hooray for it breaking all of the media stereotypes, but it reached the bare minimum. The basic treating people as human.
Sad that we had to be happy about that, but yeah, still am. When the Ciconia stop coming, a country has no future. King of Ridicule. You would expect the system to show pronouns automatically when people talk.
You know what? That would make sense. Like people put that in their profiles.
Yeah. Honestly, they're at the point where they could just have them automatically because they're using like how much translation software to talk. And their speech is getting automatically updated. By the way, isn't there also just a factor of like weird speech censorship that we could get into considering how people communicate with each other?
Yeah, also like there are some languages that have completely no like that are completely like gender neutral languages.
They have
like,
gender neutral language. There's even simple stuff like color categories or just different concepts that don't have a word or concepts that are multiple words in different language, right?
Yeah, like I'm surprised there hasn't been like like there isn't a big delay when it's translating different languages into another like context.
They have a lot of computing power though, and there's also the other factor of there's so many like other things that like honestly I'm more surprised by the sophistication of the technology, right? Instead, because we have translation, but this time real time and getting concepts across that far. Though it was funny when it translated "It's a Wrap" public bathhouse to "It's a Wrap" what was it, Lusty Bathhouse or whatever. Yeah. So on towards the next chapter, and we see this clock again, which is super threatening. We don't know why it is. We don't know why clock. And now we're in an elevator.
Please don't make it the elevator scene from Evangelion. I'm joking. I like that scene actually.
That scene's actually beautiful. I
Yes, it
I think I've talked about this with someone else before, where it's like sometimes you know how limitations can make things better. It's like which movie is it where the parents their child dies, right? It was a pretty cheaply shot movie, right? So they couldn't afford to have all sorts of camera angles. So it's this one wide shot of the room, right? And it's just the two actors expressing their grief just there, and it's like you never get a cut to like cut the tension or like just the feeling there. So it's actually like awful to look at.
Yeah, no, the awkward and it's
Yeah.
kind of like it really feels the tension, and it
Yeah.
especially gets like you feel the tension, awkwardness, and then it kind of even gets even more sad when like Ray tries to reach out to Asuka.
Yeah.
And it's kind of sad because it's like she's the only person that tried to reach out to Asuka because she's like out of everyone really struggling, but like they're both limited because they're both traumatic kids with mental health problems, and
Yeah.
it's sad.
Though speaking of Asuka, have you seen the dumb thing from the manga where it turns out, yes, Asuka is the big homophobe.
Wait, what? No, I'm not.
There's one of the other Evangelion mangas as like I just saw some panels from it, and yeah, I choose to believe this is some sort of internalized homophobia.
Oh goodness.
Yeah, that it's pretty bad. It's kind of funny in how absurd she is about it, but yeah,
Oh,
it's not good.
I recently thought of that one meme where they took Carl from like Aqua Teen Hunger Force in that elevator scene. It's like, so are you two lesbians or something?
Oh.
Someone edited that scene into it, and it was pretty good.
That's pretty great. That sounds amazing. I may have written some Asuka Ray fanfics that have been lost to history. We will not talk about them anymore.
I would be lying if Ray wasn't a big influence on like my voice acting as well.
I can feel a bit of it in Kafka. None of this don't matter. None of this matters. Now,
This don't matter. None of this matters.
all right. No disrespect. Okay. I choose to believe. I continue to. I believe that manga is non-canon, so we can have her not lesbophobic.
Yeah.
Asuka. Oh, it wasn't lesbophobic. She was specifically talking about Shinji and Koro then. I don't remember.
That's even. Oh dear.
Yeah, but
do you want to read the narration?
I think we should start reading. But yeah, that manga does have Shinji and Koro being together, so there's that, I guess. Yeah. The elevator kept going down and down beneath the earth. Inside was a short man in a suit who seemed a bit scared. Tuned sunglass-wearing soldiers on either side of him, wearing bulletproof vests and wielding state-of-the-art carbines. There was nothing that identified the troops' nationality or affiliation. Even in their guns were the latest model from a famous manufacturer, which wasn't yet in use by official militaries. All this made it easy to guess that they were either personally housed soldiers or mercenaries of some sort. However, there was nothing unrefined about the elevator or the behavior or attire, and there wasn't even a speck of dust to be seen, much less trash lying about. It was almost painfully refined, and the man in the suit seemed to be overwhelmed by it. Eventually, after descending for several minutes, the elevator finally stopped. Ominous music. When the door opened with a faint swoosh, it revealed a massive, dimly lit space behind it. It was lifeless, tasteless, and simple without any sort of decoration. However, it had a noble feeling, as if it hadn't deigned to conform to changing modes of decoration throughout the eras. Aha! In the massive space were two shadows that appeared to be girls.
Whoa, what are these?
What are these?
What are those?
What are those?
Oh, I was referring to the Vine where the guy in the suit just like points to their shoes, like, what are those? Not to like the girls in metallic, but just points to the shoes, like, what are those, hon? Seriously, I know some people that can hook you up with some nice, comfortable Nikes.
here's my number. He just gives her he gives her his business
No.
card. He's a shoemaker or
Now I'm
something.
just imagining them having really fancy like sneakers, like they have the drip just underneath the screen. However, something about them seemed odd. For example, the objects seemingly attached to the left arm were definitely gauntlets. As the girl's expressionless eyes slowly turned to face the man in the elevator, they quietly held out their right arms. There, with a scattering of angel feathers, two oversized 76mm 62 caliber super rapid cannons were designed for warships were summoned into existence. These clearly weren't weapons that one individual was supposed to use against another. It was almost as though they had summoned giant metal beasts, so big that one had to look up to see them, and it looked like their tamers were just about to order them to strike. Also, 80% relatable. We've seen some other crazy stuff already. That do you remember the other meow, Jupiter?
Yeah.
Yeah.
I remember that one. The G-Man meow.
G-Man meow. G-meow. It looked the tamers were just about to order them to strike. The man let out a small cry and flinched at his greeting, but the cannons weren't pointing at him. You might want to look at the YouTube channel. It's 0.80% relatable. No, it's just a bit too much to talk about. Unless, Jupiter, do you have a way to summarize this?
I think like there might be another split personality. We don't know if it's a personality, but like there was a moment where Meow had another like personality come in that said, "You're gonna kill all your friends. I'm gonna tell you how it's gonna happen."
The personality also called our original Meow a murder program, and says it has information from the future. So, yeah.
So yeah, I guess like it's kind of like an oracle moment where like this other AI Meow comes in to like predict the future and warn them that it's set in stone and Meow's gonna kill their friends.
There's a lot there, and we have not unpacked that yet. He came in with a really cool entrance, though. He, like, the screen teared, and we saw a bunch of binary, right, floating in the endless void.
That's what I was saying. Like Matrix, it made me think a lot of like the Matrix.
Mm-hmm. They were aimed behind him.
So I said G-Man Meow.
At the two soldiers who had brought him here. The soldiers had not given permission to take even one step out of the elevator into this space. They were aware of this, so they pushed the other man in the back, telling him to go on alone. Oh, okay. See you, Mosca Blanca. Thank you so much for being here. I appreciate everyone. It makes me feel happy that other people can enjoy this too. It's just good feels. Whatever you're doing, hope it goes well.
Have a nice day or night.
And yeah, if you don't come back. After the man left the elevator quivering, the door shut with a faint sound and disappeared into the darkness. When only the suited man was left, the girls erased the cannons they had summoned. Do you want to take the man?
Yeah, sure. I got a good voice. Where is this place? Did you two call me here?
The girls didn't answer. On the contrary, they were completely expressionless, as if they hadn't even noticed the man talking to them. Then the man, who was quivering more than ever, was finally answered by a voice. And yes, I angled that so I could get this character. Haha, my villainy.
No worries, you can take it.
Veer, welcome, Doctor, to our research center. A woman in a lab coat walked out of the darkness and greeted the man. The man, who hadn't been able to communicate with anyone else since coming here, was so relieved that he broke out into a cold sweat. However, that expression of relief changed to shock when the woman finished walking out of the shadows.
She's got a bag over her head. Wait. What? What?
Yeah?
Who?
Yes.
I'm sorry, what?
Why? By the way, you should also recognize Tanjiro, who was with Sashat before then. He's also another character from Higurashi.
I didn't notice that one, but I immediately noticed her.
Yeah, because she looks exactly like her.
Yes,
Maybe
yes,
slightly
this
a
lady is
Higurashi, but maybe even an I'm not saying maybe a Hikaba. There's stuff going on here.
No, that's not possible.
This man, we're on the same wavelength here.
I mean, you're.
Don't worry. This will not spoil any other thing for you. You're still good. This is completely fine for you guys to. Nothing in this will ruin any of the other stories for you, or even take away from the enjoyment. Really, I'll give you my guarantee. We won't talk about spoilers for any of the other series either.
Yeah.
Activating facial recognition software. Identifying. The man opened a Cellcom facial recognition app. A Cellcom is like a smartphone or personal computer that exists in your brain. In this era, it was easy to take things you saw with your naked eye and save them as images or look them up on the net. Complete. First possible match, 97%. Veer Dressig, physicist. Bio, a young genius physicist from ABN, Germany, who invented spurium high-efficiency energy conversion technique, also known as the Dressig conversion. She was awarded the Bernhard Prize in Physics for this achievement. However, on December 9th, the day before the ceremony, she disappeared in the hotel in Oslo where she was staying. 2 days later, on December 11th, a roasted body was found in the city trash incinerator and was later confirmed to be Dressig herself.
Oh my god! Oh my fucking god! Oh my god!
I know exactly why you're experiencing this reaction, and yes, he did go there.
Can't believe it!
The investigation team eventually concluded that she got drunk, accidentally went to the collection hatch of an automated trash collector, failed to respond to repeated warnings, and was thrown into an incinerator and killed in a tragic accident. However, because of Dressig's accomplishments, various conspiracy theories, many are still convinced that she was assassinated by someone. Are you looking me up with your Cellcom?
I see.
Yes, the name means 34, which causes another freakout, but will not. Much like the Warcat patch. Warcat patch.
Oh, I said it.
Okay.
It looks like the Oslo City Police made a mistake. But it's strange. This year, you should be... But you still look like you're...
Come now, Doctor. This is a world for those who are not human. We've already been freed from the constant time which makes people age. Since it was coming from a genius physicist, he couldn't tell if it was true or if she was trying to confuse him. He only knew that a genius physicist who had supposedly died mysteriously was alive, and appeared in front of him looking just like she had back then. After that, the man started asking questions about Dressig's research. In this era, even an empty-handed human could search for information with their Cellcom at will. It wouldn't be impossible to mimic someone else if you really wanted. However, searching for information was completely different from understanding it. After asking several questions, the man had to admit that the woman in front of him was either Veer Dressig herself, or at least a genius scientist on that same level. People who seemed to be scientists in lab coats occasionally appeared in this bleak, dim space. The man casually tried to use facial recognition on all of them. First possible match, 98%, Vitaly Abrikosov, physicist. First possible match, 96, David Wojcik, physicist. First possible match, Ogawa Sei, physicist. What on earth? Just by face matching the few people walking by, he was building up a list of the young physicists representing the entire world, and all of them had vanished after mysterious disappearance or accidents. It was true that some conspiracy theorists have amused themselves with a string of famous genius physicists who have mysteriously disappeared or died over the past few decades. What on earth? What on earth?
So, You're all alive.
No, it's probably fair to say that we were dead. After all, none of the people here have any ties to the surface anymore. Compared to the joy of attaining ultimate wisdom, wealth, fame, family, and children mean nothing. All the genius scientists who had just walked by were incredibly enthusiastic for their ages, almost like kids who were planning some sort of prank. Rather than charming, it was a little disturbing, as though the ideals that dominated the space were completely different from the real world. And I see that you too are the sort of person who longs to join our side, even if it means abandoning everything you've gained on the surface.
Indeed. If I am able to touch just a bit of God's wisdom, I don't care if I have to sacrifice all my wealth and fame to do it. It's a line all scientists feel like saying at least once when they're drunk.
Oh, this was the narration actually.
Oh.
Because it starts out as like what he would say in that situation, right? But then it's like it's a line that all the times. And in fact, he had said this whenever he got the chance. He had never imagined that someone would actually respond to that call like this. This is a research institution, but we don't call it research. We call it translation. Rikishi just keeps getting one over us.
Translation.
If the technique of the gods were written down in languages of the gods, do you think mere humans would be able to read it?
I see. So you call it translation.
When you make a discovery, no matter how ground-shaking and ingenious it is, it won't be of any use unless the average person can understand it. In other words, without the power of translation, all ingenious discoveries get treated the same as the occult. Genius scientists have a desire to make discoveries, but they also have a desire to translate discoveries made by people far more ingenious than them. This is a desire held only by the few who are hailed as geniuses. Because they're geniuses, they're saddened by the fact that they'll never meet an even greater genius. They want to touch sparks of inspiration from far greater geniuses to translate them. They don't want to be called geniuses. They want to touch the wisdom of people they would call geniuses.
Then why not become a teacher? Then why not be a teacher?
I remember this is a story from my family where it's like one of my aunts, right? She pressured the kids a lot to be like doctor or lawyer, is that right? And like so at one point like she's like her oldest son's girlfriend was a teacher, right? And she said like, oh, that's terrible, don't marry her, don't anything, right? And it's like my mom just went off her about it for one, because my mom is strangely good about things sometimes and strangely not, right? But she's like, oh, then how the hell did your son become a lawyer? He needed a teacher. He needed teachers to do that,
Yeah.
right?
Yeah.
And she just went off at her about it.
Yes. Teachers.
They're pretty important.
What?
Most people are pretty
kind?
important, to be fair.
Yep.
Like,
Yep.
society just wouldn't work from like for pretty much every job if there weren't people doing that.
Yeah. And if it actually paid well, because like holy moly, the amount of labor
Oh,
that teachers
Jesus.
have to put in.
Yeah.
Yep.
One of my cousins became a teacher. It did not pay enough. She now runs a photography business. Her degree is useless.
Oh, my mom's a public teacher.
Yeah.
Yeah. So like, yeah, you know exactly. What kinds of miraculous techniques?
If you truly join us as a comrade, I'll show you.
We'll seize the means of production.
Comrade.
You aren't about to tell me?
This commune of crazy genius scientists will attempt to save the world from capitalism.
Honestly, a cause worth dying for.
You aren't about to tell me. that it's super high technology from some ancient unknown civilization or something, right?
Would there be a problem of some sort if that were the case? The man attempted to joke casually, trying to make it seem as though he'd grown comfortable with the situation. However, a clearly disappointed expression rose to Pierre's face. I know a certain comrade. Well, they'll get their time in the sunlight.
Oh.
Whether it's super high technology from an ancient civilization, or alien technology, or an Akashic record built into the fabric reality, can the source of wisdom ever be a problem? This face is very threatening.
I love her kitty face.
Yep.
No?
All of our comrades here simply view the attainment of ultimate wisdom as their greatest joy. They don't mind putting their wealth, fame, and even their lives on the line for the sake of that joy. You feel the same, don't you? Isn't that right, Doctor? This really was a world of people who were not human, just as she said. Yes, everyone here is dead. They have already died in our world. Does that make this underworld dizzyingly far beneath the ground?
The underground mole people.
If I've been invited here while I still live. Maybe they thought we were arguing, for those gauntlet girls were staring at us through the darkness. You've repeatedly said through your Kizuna that we wouldn't mind losing your life if you could touch the wisdom of the gods, yes? And your achievements more than qualify you to be welcomed in as our comrade. It seems strange to me. When I was first invited here, I was ecstatic, like a maiden in love for the first time. However, you've been fairly lukewarm for a while now.
No. I, haven't been able to fully appreciate how amazing this place is. I in the first place, I haven't even had a chance to see this wisdom you're talking about.
Yep. Okay. This
wisdom is so captivating that it made so many genius scientists abandon everything on the surface. Unless you show me, won't be able to take this all in.
We're not supposed to show anyone who hasn't sworn to become our comrade, but if it means we'll be able to gain your rare talent, I suppose I could show you before making your oath.
Oh, that's the... okay. That's the deal of, if you don't join us now, we'll kill you.
Yep. Big threats. However, fear brought her lips up to the man's ear. Her breath didn't carry the warmth of the living. It was the breath of the land of the dead, at the bottom of the earth. Before that, I want you to tell us about those people we love and respect so much.
What do you mean?
You know, those people. Come on, I mean the ones who are always giving you their support. Tell me about the 3 kings who ordered you to investigate this place.
Oh, this is another secret society.
How many of them do we have? Crap. Yeah, it's you, sorry. Jupiter?
Oh, sorry.
Oh.
I was muted.
Oh, that happens.
Crap! I needed to ask them for help.
Oh, he got caught.
Error. Celcom OS has encountered a fatal error, Poyo. We'd recommend that you reinstall Poyo. Otherwise, please visit help desk at the Celcom shop near you, Poyo.
Well, what happened all of a sudden? Did it bug out? No.
I love welcoming guests in. I love getting to share the moment of trembling excitement felt by our true, newly awakened comrades. We sometimes get minions sent by those 3, like you, but nearly everyone else learned the joy of touching wisdom and converted over to our side, becoming our comrades. Stop trying to ask them for help, Doctor. I want to hear your own heartfelt words. Will you become our comrade or not? Couldn't bear to see one of your talent waste away on the surface, ignorant of the joy of touching wisdom. Understand? Then there was a shriek. A cackling voice suddenly rang out. It was one of the scientists that had walked past them, the genius physicist from AOU Japan, Ogawa Sei. He was facing the empty darkness, cackling all on his own. He also came here as an urgent agent of the Three Kings at first. However, when he learned the joy of touching wisdom, he decided to become our comrade and abandon everything on the surface. The mysterious
I'm
laugh.
sorry, but every time they say touching wisdom, I just think they're touching a ball and passing it around each other. They're passing a shiny ball.
See, I have a weird association with touching because it's like I played Demon Souls when I was still relatively young. So there's that line from the in Black where it's like, touch the demon deep within me, and I'm always just like, it's just weird. It definitely sounds like a euphemism, just like touch the demon deep within me.
It does.
Okay, back out of that. By the way, I just remembered. Do you remember the line in the beginning about how this has nothing to do with Vatican Document 34?
Yes.
Veer Dreisig also means 34.
Oh, damn.
That was a weird connection from my head where I just went like, oh yeah, Saint Teresa, and you know, because penetrating, touching deeply, the angel, blah blah blah, wisdom happened.
Mm-hmm.
Thought that everything that wasn't necessary for the translation job she had mentioned had been ripped out of him. For the first time, the visitor deeply regretted accepting this task out of a faint curiosity, as if it had been some sort of strange spy game. He suddenly realized that there were about 7 or 8 of those inhuman gauntlet knights nearby, forming a large circle around him.
Is this the new Blue Man's group? But they're the Vatican. They're sponsored by the Vatican.
Are they sponsored by the Vatican? Because that was a reference to our world's Vatican Document 34, right?
I don't know. Like the opulence gave me Vatican vibes. So I'm just throwing darts.
It's definitely opulent, right? So yeah, we just had a pretty good scene. Oh boy. So wanna try going for this one as well?
Yeah, sure.
Jaden is
currently intercepting with a CIWS cannon, y'all. Boy-y'all. Interception rate 60%. Boy-y'all.
Meow is now summoning a missile dispenser, Poyo. Yao has begun accessing the attack drone, unnamed Poyo. Jaden is now summoning high maneuverability guided missiles, Poyo. That's our Meow. What an efficient checkmate, Meow. You notice Jaden's missiles interception was taking too long, so he missed second and third move without hesitation.
Finished his prep by summoning an automated weapon, and now he's gonna hit him with everything he's got. Ah. Wake me up when it's my turn.
Jaden's Reaper Eye has targeted drone unnamed, Poyo. Meow is summoning clusters.
Meow is...
Okay, you'll take Meows, I'll take Jaden's, okay?
Alright. Meow is summoning cluster-style high maneuvering guided missiles. Boyo. Kiddo. This is the end. Hee hee hee. And that's the match.
The drone's a decoy, Meow. He totally got taken in by Meow's pattern, Meow. Damn it! I'm not gonna make it?
This is the end.
A splendid barrage of cluster missiles to mash the automated attack on the dispenser. If you get swallowed by that saturation bombardment, it's over. Head empty, no thoughts.
Relatable. Hashtag relatable. Everything about Kushko is just hashtag relatable.
Oh yeah. And that's the match, Poyo. Jaden hit by 19 high maneuvering missiles, Poyo. Verdict down, Poyo. By the way,
Yeah, wins. Poyo.
this is a lot worse concerning G Meow was talking about how Meow's gonna kill all his friends.
Yeah. Congrats. Get.
Please wait for an appraisal from the AI command center, Poyo. Sorry about that.
No worries.
There's too many.
Fuck, so many.
There's too many of them.
There's so many of them. I can see why so many people want to uninstall them. Good work, you two. Lily, Kushka, you're up next.
Roger, Meow.
Gonna take a stim. Give me a sec.
Oh, she canonically stems. Yes. Yes.
All the Knights were constantly undergoing strict training. However, none of the adult instructors who taught them could use gauntlets. For that reason, their teachers would sometimes include armchair reasoning that put too much focus on the wrong things. The only way to make up for that was, as well you might expect, to self-train with other Gauntlet Knights you knew well. By now, mutual training with other members of the first generation of Gauntlet Knights was a more effective means of skill building than their official training. In fact, even fighter pilots who had advanced war from 2 dimensions to 3 dimensions for the first time ever had honed their abilities by self-training among their first generation. No, the same thing probably applies to all skill sets. The first generation has no textbooks or instructors, only a desire for self-improvement and mutual training could lead them higher. After that, mock battles combining all sorts of situations continued to take place in the simulator room. Meow, they're an official lecturer and issued...
I'm just making his angry face, yeah.
It reminds me of a tiger. I don't know what about it.
It makes me think of that teeth cat from like Azumanga Daioh.
Oh, yeah, I see that too. Of course, the others also analyzed Meow and pointed out his issues. All this data had been made public to their newbie Gauntlet Knight underclassmen, furthering improvement of their techniques. In the cafeteria where young Gauntlet Knights gathered, Warcraft and Grave Mole were having a review meeting for their most recent self-training session, which doubled as a Mitake Meow lecture. Crowds of underclassmen had gathered hoping to learn something from this critique of the Ace's training. However, at a glance, it didn't look like a review meeting. It just looked like everyone stuffed their face at a dessert buffet. This is because of a trait peculiar to Gauntlet, a desire to eat away too many sweet things after training. The Gauntlet Knight's energy source was spiritum throughout the atmosphere, but it couldn't be used directly. It only became usable energy through a Dressic conversion. A Dressic conversion? That made use of a brain filter. When that happened, it put a great strain on the brain, using up a large amount of glucose. However, considering the massive amount of energy the conversion gave them, this was a very small price to pay. For that reason, all of them were desperate to eat sweets after training. The Gauntlet Knights...
Would this like make kids potentially diabetic, maybe?
Concerning medical technology at this point, probably
Who knows?
not.
Yeah.
It's also they're using a conversion of some crazy material that's also like breaking down the glucose for them.
Oh yeah, that's right. Yeah.
They might have already solved it.
No.
Like they could acquired diabetes could still be a thing, but there's also they used a whole bunch of eugenics and some hereditary diseases don't exist.
Oh god.
So
But Koshka still stems.
Koshka still stems. Because like also they're from certain things they don't fully understand genetics, and when they're still probably randomizing things because they're getting weird results, right?
Yeah.
And there's so many other factors other than genetics that actually go into, right? Because
Yeah,
you have also
obviously.
genetic expression, you have all sort of like chemical stuff, you have their environment, you have like infinite factors, right?
Also probably phenotypes, and
Yeah.
the random chance of a phenotype being turned on is probably out of their control still.
Yeah, genetic expression and stuff like that. But they're spending hundreds of millions on researching Meow right now.
Oh dear.
New template for the factory-born babies.
No.
Oh boy. So the review meetings always took place where they ate and drank sweet things. Nipa, look how big my dessert parfait is, meow.
Where's the plum jelly?
It's all gone, meow. I thought you'd want some, so I took every last drop. Wow.
I love Lilia and Cusco's dynamic. It's just like the two little shits that are friends but are shitty towards each other. It's
Oh
great.
yeah, it's pretty good. And Chloe's just stuck there.
Then I think I'll gouge out your eyeballs instead.
Go ahead and do it if you think you can.
Please be quiet, you two. We're still having our review meeting. Next, look at Gunhill's movement data. In particular, between Flag A and Flag B. She does a magnificent spiral while keeping her speed.
I don't like the feeling of pressure that anti-G AMS gives you, so I try to avoid ricochet flying whenever possible.
Gauntlet Knights can move in many ways that would be impossible for a fighter plane, but that's because your internal 8MS reduces your GS.
Your G's,
UGs.
because you know the force of acceleration.
Ah, yes. However, the more impossible your movements are, the more energy is expended. In the worst case scenario, it can leave you open for an instant when you aren't expecting it. So, when you don't need to move in dramatic ways, you should avoid fighting gravity as much as possible. When doing that, the built-up knowledge of fighter pilots can be extremely useful. Underclassmen, make sure you don't slack off in your studies either.
Also, considering these child soldiers, how young are their underclassmen?
6-year-old? Oh my god, 6-year-olds. Oh no.
Yeah.
One of the kids is like, "It's my birthday today," and they're like, I turned 4 years old.
Actually,
Look, you're a little too big. You better be taking those little notes.
No, but no.
Make a wish.
No, 1 second. 1 second. No, literally. Remember her?
Wait, how old is she again? Oh my god. How old is she? She's 6, right?
And since age of 0 as graduate student for special instruction.
Oh no.
Thank you for the oohs. 80% relatable. Ooh. Oh, that's terrible. I've never. No, when I voice Naima, that's not happening. You can't make me. Of course, if you got a mental monitor and a mental tablet, you can also take mental notes. I kind of want to do it. Okay, but we'll save that for later. However, there's still
I can do it.
the sheer power from Jupiter. However, there was still a strong superstition that moving your hand to write things down made it easier to remember, and a lot of youngsters followed it. Apparently, though,
EB Anarch says the underclassmen are playing Roblox in their heads while taking notes.
I think that's explicit, because remember they were saying people usually nowadays are, because parallel processing, they can do that, right?
Yep, pretty much.
So all the students are probably doing a couple other things in their head, which might be important, considering we know there's at least one person in every faction who's working for the Three Kings among our Gauntlet Knights.
Oh no. Oh no. Is Koshka gonna be a villain? Oh no.
Is Koshka gonna be a villain? Is Jaden gonna be a villain?
Is Koshka just Koshka, or is Koshka an actual villain?
Is Lydia a villain? Is Gunhild a villain? Is Meow a villain?
I don't know what you're saying. I don't trust that little 6-year-old that they drug all the time. She might be a mole.
I cannot trust that 6-year-old. You just
You
can't.
can't trust. I mean, I don't know. Maybe the faction that's called like the mole. What are they called?
Grave mole.
Grave mole.
That's
Don't trust the Bolsheviks.
The what?
The Bolsheviks. The Cold War era.
Okay. What if Chloe's the villain?
Oh, that would be hilarious. I could totally see it. That'd be a good twist.
So yeah, but the Grave Mole is Koshka, Chloe, and Lilia. That's a lineup.
They're all suspicious, honestly.
Who amongst us is not sus?
No, what happens if it's like, alrighty, I have a confession to make. I was a mole in the Order of the Knights, and then Koshka's like, no way, I was too. And then Chloe's like, same here. And they're all just spying on each other.
It's just all of them, actually.
They're like, we were supposed to spread out, not stick together. And they're like, well, maybe you should have told us, our other fellow comrades, and maybe we wouldn't be in this situation, sir.
There's going to be at least one CPP with a personality that's dormant and just watching everything until they're activated. Yeah, we have... How much internal view have we even gotten of the other characters? And even when we did with Meow, we didn't necessarily get Meow. Also, I need a way to start saying those differently. I'm trying to think. Mew? No, that's... Anyway, we'll go back to this. That's a problem because old guys from the old era had bad habit of assuming people weren't paying attention if they didn't see everyone taking notes. On the other hand, sorry, this is you.
On the other hand, Jaden's style of fighting is more infantry-like, making use of obstructions and the lay of the land. Gauntlet Knights can instantly turn a battlefield from an aerial fight to a land fight and back again. Unless you regularly practice all types of fighting, you won't be able to use your weapons no matter how many you have.
If we're gonna go in there, you seamlessly change from your fighting style, whether it's land fight or an aerial fight, in the city or in the skies. Look at your movement around the flag I just said. You're nothing less than beautiful. Nice work, Meow.
Yeah.
This gun held face is very good.
It gives me the, what? Excuse me, what?
What? Really?
Wow, that's really not poggers.
That's kind of cringe, bro.
It's kind of the face that did give me a cringe face.
Yeah. Thanks.
It's about time for questions. Please ask whatever you like. The underclassmen eagerly raise their hands. These toddlers. These kindergartners.
She does look like Hilda, Gunhilda. I mean, hell, there's Hilda in her name.
It's really the hairstyle. They all wanted to fly freely through the sky as soon as possible, just like the aces. It was hardly surprising. This was flying through the sky unaided, like a bird. Who hasn't had that dream at least once? However, though the dream had failed to come true for thousands of years, it was finally possible in this era. And those people were just a step away from reaching it. Jaden remembered how he had felt at that time. Come to think of it, didn't Meow himself fly in the simulator on the day of the Battlestander Festival to remember the beginner's enthusiasm? I guess it's important to remember that passion every now and then. After piling a bunch of sweet items from the dessert buffet on my plate, I sat down next to Meow. He's having a hard time separating Meow and Meow, isn't he?
Mm-hmm. Probably.
You're right, Meow. Every now and then, we gotta remember that simply flying through the sky is fun. When you look these kids in the eye and those memories come back, it's so refreshing. Oh, looks like you got quite a pile going there too, Meow. You always make your toppings look so pretty. I just do whatever since it's all going right into my stomach anyway. But you got a good artistic sense for these things. I got my usual cornflakes covered in chocolate, sugar, and honey.
Ew, he freaking eats cornflakes. Okay, time to cancel Jaden.
He canceled Jaden. Suggestion to rename one of the Meow. Okay, which Meow deserves their real name?
I do like calling one Meowth.
Viewers, this is your chance. This is your chance to vote. Which Meow deserves rights? It's both of them, really, but you know, one of them's gotta go.
We gotta separate which kid's gonna which kid's gonna get into Digimon, and which kid's gonna get into Pokemon.
Ice cold take, Digimon's better.
I mean, yes, I do like Digimon.
I like that
Okay.
reasoning, Eevee. Meow should keep her name because she has it hard enough already.
Yeah, we go this boy's Meowth.
Thank you
He's
for
a
your
big boy.
contributions to this Let's Play, Eevee. Okay, we seem to have a consensus. Anyone else have any votes? Then you pour ice cream over it and cover it with nuts. Okay, at the point if he has cornflakes covered in chocolate, sugar, honey, and he's putting ice cream on it with nuts, is it even cornflakes? That's just like a crunchy
No,
topping.
it's not. That's why I was like, why not just get ice cream and then maybe put the corn? Why do you even need cornflakes? They're not even sugary.
I mean, he had his cornflakes are coated in chocolate, sugar, and honey.
Just make. Why can he? But he puts ice cream in it already. So then, like, why not just get a milkshake?
I really want to make a milkshake now.
Yeah.
Uh,
I just feel like the cornflakes aren't there because cornflakes don't really have a lot of like sugar value to begin with. Though I guess maybe it's because it's wheat, so maybe glucose is in it. I don't know.
all bread and all wheat stuff has sugar. It's just not sucrose and stuff that's make you gonna go like, oh boy, that's some
Evie
sugar.
said, yeah,
Waffle cone bits
would be
would be
good,
way
Evie.
better. You're not even wrong.
Yeah.
It's all mixed up like pig slop. Wow. Meowth is so just done with this.
Oh.
Oh, that
It's
felt
like
weird to say.
It's like what's happening in this table is the opposite of food porn.
What's wrong? Why are you staring at me? Got a stomach ache?
He's like getting ready to barf.
Meow was staring, apparently irritated by something. Did I do something to put him off? But if that's true, he's the kind of guy who'd say so as a reflex. I've never seen him just stare at me scornfully like this. Meow has sent you movement data from the mock battle, Poyo. Haven't you lectured me enough? Oh, are you going to compliment me because you realize I'm did something smart? In the mock?
In the mock battle now. Actually, in all your mock battles lately, compare it to the data from our previous mock battles.
So, 80% relatable. That might not be related to the red you are speaking of.
Yeah, I was worried. I was like,
It's very much a vibe. Also, okay, so you're in there with the red text. By the way, everything I speak in red is the truth.
oh, really?
Yeah.
Is that what the implication is for the red?
You're pretty awesome, Autumn. Jupiter, how did I replace you with Autumn? My brain just crossfired. You're really awesome, Jupiter. That was said in red. That's how you know it's true.
Aw, that's sweet. All right. There's been a change in your tendencies.
It is somewhere in like the pink salmonish range for me, but I can definitely see with colorblind. I'm not sure the exact kind of colorblindness yet, but that would make sense. Sea Cat Whisper. That's good to know. Hey, why didn't you just say it with your mouth?
Shut up. My mouth is busy eating.
Okay, I get it. Hey, Jaden's text is like a light purple.
Oh, I just now noticed that because it looks really white.
Yeah. When they were face to face, they tend to speak mentally only when it was something tough to hear, like a warning or something you'd only actually say because you're friends. So Jaden tensed up. So what kind of change have you seen in my fighting tendencies? My scores aren't bad, right? If anything, they're slowly getting higher, aren't they?
I'll admit it. I've got no complaints. It's just, well...
What is it? Come on, say it. We're friends, aren't we?
Lately, you've been creeping me out.
Huh? What did you just say?
Before, you were a lot more brutal, but... You did things you could never do in a real fight, things that were obviously just you screwing around.
I'm just holding off on that since you keep getting mad at me and tell me not to fight that way.
In the past, I'm pretty sure you found it funny that I got mad and just acted even worse. Well, enough about that. Set it aside. What's creeping me out is stuff like what happened just now, for instance.
What? If you got a problem, then spit it out.
Like how you said, whether it's a land fight or an aerial fight, you're nothing less than beautiful. Nice work, Meow. Like, how you said whether... Like, what the heck was that?
How the hell is that creepy? If anything, you're being creepy. If you've got a problem, tell me directly with your mouth. As a side note, most lovers' quarrels in this area begin with a man freaking out and saying, if you got a problem, tell me directly with your mouth. Because when you have a conversation just privately anywhere with your minds...
Okay, then I will say it with my mouth.
Of course, this was always the second line of such quarrels.
What is up with you when you saw me eating this? Oh, looks like you've got quite a pile going there, Meow, and so on. You've got a good artistic sense for these things. Nope. The old you would never said.
This face. The frustration.
The face of I am.
I mean, to Mail's credit, I think Jaden was getting super like into his personal bubble.
Yes, definitely. Because it's like the entire context of the relationship. Because they're definitely friends, right? But they're always like, rivalry. Like it's almost like Jaden used to act completely differently with Meow before that, right? Meowth. And now he isn't, and that's super uncomfortable, right?
Yeah.
Because that means he's seeing him in a completely different way, right? That's almost like rejecting his like personality in him. In a way, right? It's true enough that old Jaden had always teased Meow and called him a kid when he saw something like that. However, Meow had noticed a clear change in the way Jaden had been acting towards him.
And after we finished training, whenever I was worn out, you'd say I was pathetically thin and tell me to bulk up more, right? But now, what do you do? What did you do today?
Hey, nice work, Meow. You're covered in sweat. Want to use my towel? Hey, your sweat... Oh, okay, this is creepy. Hey, your sweat smells pretty good.
That is bad touch vibes.
Oh,
that is bad touch vibes.
You're doing great considering how some of you are. Oh, no. Don't overdo it, okay? You can rely on me whenever you need to. Got it? Wait. How does this man sparkle? How do you represent sparkling, Jupiter? What?
Maybe it's his special technique. It's his super secret special technique that even the military doesn't notice.
The power of the super genius.
Yep. Took me 5 years, but I could make myself go twinkle twinkle.
That's just normal bonding between guys, right? And then we're partners.
I won't deny it, and now you're my partner. And I know you're my partner, but well, you've gone a bit overboard lately. Like, it's weird the way you touch me. Oh no, that is bad vibes. You're getting too close and you're grossing me out. Don't rub my shoulder, don't sniff me, don't mess with my hair.
Hey, don't say that with your mouth. People misunderstand.
I thought you were the one who wanted to have me help with my mouth!
Meow getting appropriately angry for this behavior, yes.
Yeah.
Yeah, leapt to his feet, slammed his tray down in the return gate, and tried to leave. Jaden returned his tray too and chased after him. Oh, it's rare for those two to argue out loud.
Sparkle, 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 sparkle.
Oh,
I really don't get it. But I'll
oh,
go ahead and report this to Yellow Dot Shavit.
oh no, Chloe gossips and she's into this.
Oh no, she might be the mole man.
The moment.
She's the Bolsheviks.
The moment. Hey, wait, Meow. Jeez, you're just adorable.
I told you, you're creeping me out.
What are you pouting for? It's not like I'm making fun of you, okay? It's just term of endearment, right?
I told you.
She's sending in vote of fansites.
You're creeping me out. I may be your partner, but I'm not your bride or your girlfriend or your sister or your pet. Ah!
See, you got so excited you tripped. Are you okay?
I told you, don't cling to me like it's totally normal, okay? Let go!
If you brush me off like that, it just makes me want to creep you out even more. Oh,
Okay, Jade, you are being bad vibes here.
big bad vibes.
What are you doing with your fingers?
Here, goody goody goody. Oh, what?
Ah! Stop, it tickles! Stop that, it tickles!
It is good to remember that these are actually children, though.
Yeah.
Like not even teenagers, like actually children.
Stop it, Jaden. My back really sensitive.
I think Jaden might actually be old enough to be a teenager, actually. I need to check this out again.
Yeah.
Just give me 1 second. Because we might not have an age, yet. Just give me 1 second to see if I can find any age information. Sorry for the pause, everyone. This might just take a second.
Oh god, I remember that one scene with Sailor Jupiter talking about her long line of exes. I remember that episode. I know what you're talking about.
Yeah, so, here, let me, I can't have an age thing, but, let's look.
You can check it up. I'm gonna go to the bathroom. Take a quick bathroom break. I'll be back.
So, here, though she was selected as a candidate at the extremely late age of 12. So, she's, like, 12 is extremely late in terms of age for, you know, getting selected. Yeah. Let's compare to Naima. Since the age of 0 as a graduate student for special instruction. During her 3-year-old childhood health examination, she had... Yeah, during her early parallel processing training, whatever that involves, they found out that she's a big deal. Notice stuff like brain receptor aptitude, or the AU Joint Parliament have budgeted 100 million toward his genetic analysis. Or how about her Her brain isn't impeded by a but they're on separate charges. The countless graduate students have suffered brain damage as part of the research process. As a member of, she's currently serving time as a Class 1 criminal, but has been allowed to leave in exchange for volunteering as a research subject at the Gilroy Level 4 Heavy Military Research Center. Public release details concern mental capacity, sort of talent, and potential are unknown.
What if Koska and Lily's like crime is they were whistleblowers and it's not even as like insidious as they make it seem? Like then they make it seem.
Yeah, like their crimes are not even bad, but they're stuck in this situation because of them. That's very plausible.
They're like, oh yeah, we revealed that this facility was like doing inhumane experiments on children or some shit like that, and they're like, you're a Class 1 criminal in the government, and we're gonna turn you. And I'm like, wait.
So the range of these characters range from Naimo, who's very, very young, like, right? And then you got into like Mary Carmen, Valentina, Ishak, right? Gunhild, who'd like teenagers. Like Jaden is definitely on the older end, but still probably a child. Still creepy though, and still not good.
Stop it, Jaden. My back really is sensitive.
Huh? Mia, is that you? In the next instant, she shook her head and there was Meow face, still bright red but enraged.
Get your hands off me!
As for what you're saying, 80% reliable? Yeah, this is 100% messed up. Like,
again, child soldiers. This is fucked up.
There's constantly other things of just like, oh no, this is not good. The three kings have decided we command the lords. Prepare for the harvest festival, King of Fury. No, it is terrible, and Jaden's probably old enough where he should have enough emotional maturity to not do this when someone else is telling him not to.
Yeah. Like, at least it's not like an adult and an anime teen, but like, it's still... please, understand consent.
Well, I know I shouldn't have done that. I texted him to say I was sorry, but he read it and ignored it.
That's about too bad. It's about too bad. Even if he ignores them, you should keep texting that you're sorry.
An apology doesn't end when it's made. It ends when your apology forgives you. Is that how it works? Wouldn't it be better to leave him be and give him some time to think?
Yes, that's the best way. Don't bombard him.
This time,
don't harass your friends.
Stanislaus agrees. This time, I agree with them. If you get angry and start ignoring him, things like this. No, he doesn't.
No!
Oh, he's getting the bad
Relationships
advice.
Are such a pain, huh? Oh, Andrew. Life should have been lived a moment by moment, but you keep getting stuck on things and it screws everything up.
Well, even if Jaden does apologize for taking a joke, that's not a real problem here, is it? True. Jaden, you earned a CPP, congenital parallel processor, right?
Quite a few CPP dislike it when people get confused while interacting with their multiple personalities.
Are there any congenital CPPs here now? I don't think you want to be asking that. Not everyone who comes out has enjoyed the experience.
Single personalities are a majority in the world at large, but they're a minority among Gauntlet Knights. Well, it just means you've got to treat people differently here. Anyway, you hear this a lot in the world of CPP. Someone falls in love with one personality, and the other personality starts to hate them.
In the world of single personalities, it's not uncommon for people to see their partners in a new light after noticing that they have an unexpected side to them. When incidents like these happen in the world of romance manga novels, they eventually lead to development of romantic feelings. However, that only applies when said partner has a single personality.
To them, a different personality is the same as a different person. So, when you take your impression of one and force it on the other, they despise it.
I get it. If a guy in my class at basketball and someone said I must suck too because I was in his class, it pissed me off. Meow is... okay.
Meow is meow. Meow is meow. Okay?
Perhaps you developed romantic feelings for Meow and subconsciously started treating Meow as a member of the opposite sex. If you just calmly analyze it like that, it makes me want to find a hole to crawl into.
Yeah, what you did was fucking cringe, Jaden.
Big cringe. All the guys are telling you
Not
are mad
poggers.
cringe. The voice chat thinks you are.
Wait, let me bring my favorite voice back.
Okay.
No, that wasn't very poggers of you.
Alright.
Jaden sank up to his head in the bath. It was a virtual bath in a virtual room, so he wouldn't suffocate or anything. But right then, he was so embarrassed that he didn't want his male friends to see his face. There's no need to be embarrassed. We are soldiers after all. We may be servants of world peace, but fundamentally we're in a job where we might lose our lives at any time. I don't think it's a bad idea to experience love while you still have the chance. And then, this is all because I didn't understand anything. It's my fault. Doug Cooter's voice, I thought you were my function. At the same time, in the open air of the same virtual room, the Gauntlet girls were gathering. The topic discussion here was the same as the boys. I understand how you feel, but you didn't know. If you get angry, I'd feel sorry.
That's...
Oh,
Yeah, that's right. If you talk to him so harshly, that's just too sad for Jaden.
The way his attitude suddenly changed was seriously creepy. We were partners, okay? Okay, I trusted him because we were supposed to put our lives in each other's hands. And then he suddenly starts to treat me like a girl. It was a shock, and it made me so sad.
Stop
I thought we loved
misgendering.
each other like family in the best way possible.
Stop misgendering your friends, Jaden. It is
Exactly.
absolutely not poggers. It is cringe.
Yep. I thought we loved each other like family in the best way possible. I believed we have a trusting relationship, like went beyond things like gender. And then he suddenly starts acting like that?
Wow. Which is our equivalent to ooh woo woo woo, because she goes wow a lot. Please have more faith in your partner, in Jaden. That's sort of creature boys are suddenly changing when they realize someone's a girl. From now on, he might be like a fox staring down a hen house. No way! Wow.
Meow is a girl, but Meow isn't. Clearly a case of identity confusion, a human's right violation.
This is...
This is probably because he wasn't properly educated about CPPs. As long as CPPs continue to hide instead of furthering understanding in the world at large, this sort of thing will continue to happen. That's all there is to it.
But if they do come out, they simply take on social risk without any benefits.
I've ordered my attendants to make sure Jaden fully understand what's going on here. Now that he knows, if he ever does that same thing again, I'll see to it that he's properly punished.
He's all these voices.
There's so many of them.
Okay.
Hey, don't do something so ominous to Jaden.
I'm sure Jaden will understand. Wow.
It's not like I want him to understand me or anything. I was just so horrified.
You're horrified that someone thinks of you as a woman? My, now you're making statements that are prejudiced against women, huh? Wow, I should...
People only say
Ew. Ugh. I don't know.
People only say Big Brother is thin like a woman because he doesn't exercise much.
It's not like that. If I exercised and bulk up, and then you'd be pissed because our body wouldn't look like a girl.
The big gender dysphoria that will hit no matter what.
I never said that! You're only thin because you don't exercise!
But I'm short and my arms are short, so even if I finally started exercising, all the buff guys would just make fun of me and,
See, you don't exercise because of your own reasons! Don't use me as an excuse for not doing it! I hate you, big brother! I can't believe this, baka!
What the hell? Damn it, you have to go.
No, damn it, you want to have a go. So the...
Yeah. So many words. Words are hard.
Are they gonna...
Oh!
This is the most unproductive thing ever. Miao's right and left arms started fighting and pitching their cheeks, pulling their hair, like a single person pantomiming a fight. In other words, the source of the fight wasn't just identity fusion, it was Miao's own inferiority complex about his body.
Nice analysis.
Hmm.
I can prospect a perfect way to resolve this.
Wait, what? Are you trying to say we're both at fault here?
I definitely think it's more on Jaden's end.
Yeah.
Very much on Jaden's end.
Yeah.
This isn't Jane's fault, it's all yours! All you had to do was stop saying things like that, calm down, and show him how to interact with CPPs, you stupid big brother!
Oh no, Meow likes Jaden, so she's getting angry at Meowth, even though Meowth is right.
Oh no.
Oh no.
You weak, skinny pipsqueak!
Yeah, that's right. Mocking the physical characteristics of someone whose body you share may be a dubious tactic. It's also kind of a dubious tactic in general. Don't do it. People can't really control that. At any rate, they managed to get me outside of the story. The girls passed the message on to the guys talking to Jaden with the mental text. Apparently, this group had almost finished getting Jaden inside the story. Everyone admonished Jaden, making him understand how rude identity confusion was to CPPs. Right now, the impact of Meow's "you're creeping me out" was sinking in, and he was being wrapped in a fierce self-hatred. It's not like you let it get you down like this.
Meow went too far after all. No! No! Meow had every reason!
Yeah, I am not a fan of this.
No! This is not a... No! If he wasn't, like, being called weak, all he had to do is train on his own. The fact that he was so horrified just because he thought someone was treating him like a woman is pathetic for someone who was technically a Japanese boy. No! Toxic masculinity! No!
Momotake definitely has the toxic masculinity.
Yep. If he's so worried about his body, you should just train him up good at a gym or something. It sounds like he wants to be treated like a man, so whip him into shave. None of these are good advice.
None of them are. If that's what he wants, then sure, I won't hold back. I just discussed this with Naomi, and we agreed that male bonding ceremony would be the best way for you to make up. Sorry, that just went slowly for some reason.
Nice. Go sweat together as men.
Did you say?
Out of all the... Oh, shit. I think I was, like, muted. Damn it. Give me one. Nice. Go sweat together as men. It's the best way to make up.
So, out of everyone, what were you gonna say?
Oh, I was gonna say that, like, so far, who's the princess girl?
Rethabile?
Mithrabel?
Rethabile?
Mirabelle? She seems to have, like, the most
Rethabile.
okay-ish respond.
No.
She's like...
I definitely think Rethabile's in the right here with, okay, this is wrong, and I'm gonna tell these people to go tell him it's wrong, and hopefully he'll listen to them, and if he doesn't, then fuck him. Which is about as well you could go as expected.
Yeah.
What do you mean, male bonding ceremony? wait, is status law just a weeb?
Oh goodness, is he gonna come out as a like he reads like boys love? Oh god, he reads like boy loves manga.
No, that's Chloe and Yellow Dot Chabby.
Oh goodness.
They also read the Yuri too, though.
Yes.
In old Japanese manga, men who'd grown distant would always resolve their problems like this. We can advise you in this virtual room, but our bodies are far away. We can't help you directly. So we're gonna get the trustworthy friend Gunhild to set the stage. Huh? You're bringing Gunhild into this? I'd rather not tell any others in the AOU if I can help it. Don't worry, she understands you two far better than you know. I just texted her. Now you only need to obey her instructions. Okay. He wasn't quite satisfied with this, but a text from Gunhild came all immediately. You received a message, Poyo. This is Gunhild. I asked to Meow and Jaden gather here immediately. Gather where? There was a blip on the map screen, isn't that? I don't really get it, but I'll head on over. Everyone, thanks for hearing me out.
Don't worry about it, young man. Life seems long, but it's shorter than you think. Enjoy your ignorant youth to the fullest.
A short while after Jane left, the girls who had been listening to Meow and Meow joined them.
This will probably get their feelings back on the right track.
Cases that can be healed with medicine and really make your back ache. Ah, yes. Mr. I am in charge of giving drugs to a 6-year-old.
Oh god, that's right.
Oh,
God.
boy.
Oh god, this dystopia.
When friends make up, they become even better friends.
Wow.
Yep. I hope they do.
Mia really does love his partner, doesn't he? I suppose it's trust that lets them fight the way they do. I've been known it ever since the Battle Center Festival.
When it comes to bonds of trust, we of the Bibo squad are in no way inferior, princess.
Momotaka, I guess he'll never give it on that point.
Okay then. I'll leave too and look after the two ladies from Superana. They're both so serious, they'll suffocate if I don't tease them.
We shall leave too. Come now, back to training. Our next mock enemy is AOU's, America's Atlantic Fleet.
Whoa, princess, that's a bit harsh. 5 seconds after we helped Jaden, the AU America sort out his personal issues.
Come on, you just know these AOUs are trained for an assault on the Atlantis spirit field. I'd guess the ABN's doing an assault on Algiers and the COU's doing a mine blockade of the Mozambique's channel.
Mozambique channel, yep.
Mozambique's channel? It's words!
Phew. Yes. Sometimes you forget. These child soldiers may need to kill each other. My, I have no idea what you're talking about. Oh, pardon me while I go memorize the Maputo Central Harbor layout. We also undergo training use other factions as mock enemies. No surprise, same thing happens in reverse. We're all doing it.
Even though we're all comrades who love the sky, and even though we do this job for the sake of peace, we're still soldiers. Understanding why it's like that doesn't make it any less tough.
The walls of peace are heavy. We'll all have to get strong if we're going to support them from both sides.
Of course. When two combatants rise their swords at each other, it's essential that both sides have properly honed their skills.
By the way, 80% relatable. This dystopic world has come to the conclusion that the world needs that world peace, as everyone just laying down their arms, will never happen, and that you need to constantly essentially be like creating like a power struggle so no one does anything. is the best way to
So-
assure peace.
This is Cold War II Electric Boogaloo then?
It's like hyper Cold War, and yeah, and everyone thinks like being a soldier is a good thing, and like military might is like a nutrient that people might not like, but is necessary for, peace.
80% of them said, oh yay, it's 1984 again. Wait, there's a more modern version of that trope. Heaven will be mine. Gosh, I still need to like play Heaven Will Be Mine, but I saw like your first episode of the Let's Play 80% relatable, and it looked really good. And I was like, oh, maybe
Oh,
I'll
it
try this
is.
out myself.
It is incredibly good. I enjoyed it so much.
I really want to try it out.
Mm-hmm. All right. It is like 80% roll is definitely right. It's super worth playing.
I think I'll definitely check it out once I'm done with playing Paradise Killer.
Which is a game that I need to check out.
Yeah, I just checked it out too. It's really good.
Alright. So let's back to this game. That's where it's yours?
Of course, when two combatants raise their... Okay, blah, 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 blah. That sort of determination is essential both for military might and for comrades supporting the walls of peace.
Indeed. Remaining attentive and not slacking off in your training is the best way for warriors to show respect for each other.
Correct. Nothing would humiliate more than hearing that COU wasn't even worth training against. Hey, that's enough talking about scary things. Wow, wow, wow. It's a public bath. We all swore to Meow that we'd be friends. So stop saying scary things. Wow, wow, wow. You're right. The public bath oath is the most important one we've made, and binds everyone here together.
For now, let's put aside affiliations and factions and pray that our friends Meow and Jaden make up okay.
Yes. Let's be glad we were able to help. Okay, then we'll head back to that mind laying simulation in the whatever channel. Oh wow, the things they were actually discussing are actually what they're doing. One by one, they all vanished from the room, and there were none leaving the virtual room wrapped in silence, except for the sound of bats. Weird wind sound. Ah.
Oh no, it's G. What the fuck? That's what Jaden says. What are those? He points to his statues.
So, I'm sorry, there are 3 meows you gotta take care of.
Oh god, okay, we got G-Man Meowth, okay.
You know, it really is weird, this era. Just a little. You're wondering about how I look? Well, it's getting confusing, so I sort of had this made to match my taste. I think it looks good on me. Well, I really couldn't care less what you think. All that matters is whether I like it or not. Still, this really is a strange era. After all, you're all soldiers, right? Isn't it your job to defeat your opponents in war? Even if you try to cover it up with all of this talk about supporting the walls of peace together and being servants of international peace, defeating enemies is a soldier's job.
So, he's definitely a dick, but he seems to be spitting here.
He's pointing out this is all fucked up. He's like, yo, let me just take off the mask for a moment. Just remind y'all you're child soldiers and you're probably gonna kill each other. I mean, that's what you're trained to do.
They probably all believe that. Even if war does break out, they'll be able to handle it neatly and beautifully thanks to this sportsmanship. However, the cost of that foolishness will soon be paid at a higher price than you've ever imagined. There's no way that'll happen.
I think this is other meow talking.
Oh, there's no way that'll happen. We're all friends. We swore that
We swore that to each other. Even if a conflict erupts, we definitely won't kill each other. You act like this nonsense is a prediction, but none of it will ever happen. This is probably a misunderstanding peculiar to Japanese. This word and this word are both pronounced yogen, but their meaning is entirely different. Do you know what the difference is? I don't want to talk to you. Disappear. Disappear! Well, I don't really care whether you ask me or not. I'm talking because I want to. So, about the difference between yogen and yogen. Yogen means what you think it does. It's making a prediction about the future and telling someone about it. That prediction might be right or it might not. But yogen is different. Yogen means prophecy, receiving words from God. God is omnipotent and also knows everything about the future. So, the words of God are a promise about the future. When you receive those words from God and speak to them, it becomes yogen, a prophecy. My words are prophecy. They're an announcement about a promised future. It doesn't matter whether you believe it in me or not. No matter what happens, everything will turn out the way I said. Right now, the world is still moving slowly. It may not look like the sort of environment a war could break out in. But behind the stage, where you're innocently playing and being friends, the world is slowly preparing to become a place where people hate each other. Who would do something like that? Do you know about the Three Kings? They're the old people who claim to be the guide of humanity across the globe. Their ultimate goal is to get the whole world to fight at once and to destroy everything by their own hands. For that reason, those old people have already made extensive preparations. And very soon, it will become real. When that happens, all this pretending to be friends for the sake of international peace will be over. All those people who looked like they were giving advice about romance or something just now will be torn apart from each other in a bloody fight to the death. They'll experience anger and sadness, countless negative emotions, and pathetically kill each other. We won't. We definitely won't. We'll never kill each other. How the hell could we? Very, very soon. Hell will come to this earth. I'll never believe in hell like that. I'll prevent it. I'll put a stop to it. I'll avoid it. No matter what, I'll definitely avoid that hell, that fate. Listen, my adorable meow. Your highest priority and goal is to stop this hell before it happens, using any means necessary. The only way to succumb to that, the only way to succeed in that, is to kill them. You must find them and kill them. You may do whatever is necessary to accomplish that. No matter whom you have to kill, or what you have to break, there's no need to hold back. Kill them. That's the only way to avoid that hell. Kill the Three Kings. Kill them. Did you do Leah, or do you want me to do Leah?
I don't remember. When love is on your side, age and height are no barrier.
Neither nationality nor race can stand between a couple.
Even religion and gender can't tear apart two people who love each other. Don't remove age. 80% relatables, right? Leave that one. I really assume that by age they mean by people who are consenting adults and not children.
I hope so.
I hope so. Otherwise, this is sketch.
They're like gay rights, but also
Oh
age consent law should be lowered.
Oh
You're like,
no.
No.
Look
No.
at these villains.
It says also none
shenanigans.
shenanigans.
Twofer? Please stop. Curse stream. These are propaganda idols, and we have proof. Well, not really proof. Additionally, though the Holy Agents Corps is often viewed as a propaganda corps aimed at youngsters, some expect that they're actually barrier troops. However, some think this is just a scared story. They shine like idols, so they're showing the people in the net who are jealous of them. Her history before that is classified undisclosed.
What if Koshka and Lilia's crime was trying to cancel them?
That is not a crime. I refuse.
It's a crime against the military eyes, though, and they're like, you try to leak information that these were spies smuggling crummy ass shit, and they're like, yeah, and I do it. They're like, what do you have to say for yourself, Koshka? And Koshka's like, yeah, I did it, and I do it again.
Super popular blogger A. She's incredibly good at communicating with youngsters of the Avian. Sometimes she publishes articles critical of the government, but those who post sympathetic comments there seem to vanish from the comment section. I'll just let that one sit for a minute. Yeah. Here are...
Oh dear.
There were events where 20 idols were allowed to join the campaign for trial period, but except for none of them showed up in later videos. Yep.
These are all idols, but also they're idol soldiers.
But they're also nuns.
Oh no.
And they're also huge propaganda.
Yep, they are.
But they'll support any kind of love.
We're the ultimate cheerleaders for all couples in love.
Yellow Dot Chevy. Bringing the heat. We're here.
So where are they? We are the AOU pretty boys who awakened to love between men. Now that we're here to support you, have no fear.
Mosca Blanca, specifically Love for the Nation, is a great joke.
Our 550mm torpedoes will burst through all barriers to love.
Searching for target. Oh? Forget the target, there isn't anyone here at all. We never stand idle in a place lacking love.
We're the Comet Girls, Yao Chavit.
Resuming search for love. Yazadat Chevy, bringing the heat. Leia, Fatma, and Stefani have left the room. Its number of participants in virtual room, it's a wrap public bath is now 0. Entering sleep mode. They're all going to die. Oh, okay. Here. It's you. It's
They're all going to die. If you want to avoid this hell, you have to kill. Kill them. Or, if that's impossible, yourself.
But like, G-Man Meowth gave me like gave me vaporwave vibes because like that photoshopped face on top of
yeah,
that
yeah,
like
yeah.
bus.
Yeah,
Yeah, it was giving me like
It-
vaporwave vibes.
definitely does. It's just enough. It's the same kind of body those girls had with Vito Dreisig, right?
Yeah.
Yeah. And he wants Meow to kill the 3 kings or kill himself. What could his goal be? I'll pass on Yellow Dot Chevy. Big no thanks for me. Can't say you're
Same here.
wrong.
I'd give a big pass to all these characters. They're all soldiers.
Yeah, but they're also children. And they don't know any
They
better.
are. It is sad. It is sad. What society? We live in a
We
society.
live in a society. But yeah, like you can't blame Naima, the 6-year-old, who's like, I don't want to kill anyone.
I can't blame the 6-year-old who's constantly getting drugged because she has constant anxiety attacks.
Yeah, don't blame that 6-year-old, baby. We can't think Jaden's a little shit or Aisha's being a shit. Because they do.
How can we think of Jade being a little shit when he fucking did some funny like air joke over Florida? He's a hero.
Yeah, 80% of those children are really sweet, but also total shits. Boom, bang,
Koshka and
crash.
Lilia. They're the best.
They're the
I
best,
have a
but
soft
they're also
spot
the
for
worst.
kids that are total shits than like kids that are super sweet. I don't know why, but I have a total soft spot for kids that are complete little shits.
No, I was apparently one of those kids who was super sweet when I was younger, but it's like, I think part of the reason about the little shit thing is like, I probably wanted to express that, but I didn't. So it makes me happy when I do see a kid express that. I don't know, there's something there.
You know, same here. Like I was a totally completely sweet like kid that followed the rules, but like every time I see a little shit kid, I'm like, yeah, you do that. You don't need to listen to those adults. You do you.
This is even more cursed than usual, because real-life child soldiers don't have a fighting capacity of a warship. They have a fighting capacity of more than a warship, if you remember. Because it's a warship that can reach speeds faster than a fighter jet, turn on a dime, ricochet all over the place, can be deployed from anywhere at any time.
As I said, we live in a society.
Hey, what's wrong, Meow-chan? Is that all? Gonna go to bed like a little girl?
Shut up! I'm a man!
Wait, are they? Is the
Boxing
answer
together.
is the answer just to try to let Meow beat up Jaden and they're just boxing or mixed martial arts or whatever?
Maybe.
That's actually a pretty decent time, actually. The two of them were in training room ring, punching each other while wearing gloves and headgear. Apparently they'd been at it for a while. Both of them were covered in sweat. I see. Like Stan said, the best way for boys to restore friendship is good dash of fatigue and the release of fighting instincts. Stan being like,
Don't underestimate me just because I'm short!
Stan, just like all my animes.
I don't think I've seen enough anime that's done that, actually. I'm gonna be real.
It's actually a pretty common trope of like, oh, you and your rival character, right? Yeah, the way you express your friendship and understand each other is through fighting each other. Literally every shonen series ever, right?
Oh yeah, that could be it. 'Cause, like, the shonen I mainly read was, again, Chainsaw Man.
Chainsaw Man
Soul
is very
Eater.
not shonen, and
Yeah.
Yeah.
And, like, My Hero Academia, and... Like, I actually never even got into the big three, which are One Piece, Bleach, and Naruto. Like, I never actually watched those, so...
they're not great. One Piece fans will crucify me, but it's also like, I did see some good One Piece stuff after, but it's so long, there's just so much of it.
It does feel overwhelming.
Yeah, okay. Males...
Don't underestimate me just because I'm short! You asshole! Asshole!
Damn it, my gloves are too heavy. Jaden with the scrub coats. What next? The lag, the delay, the real life delay. I'm too online for this. Isn't this too much of a handicap?
If you start losing, are you gonna blame your gloves? Even your excuses are super genius class.
Aw, damn it, this tiny brat is so full of himself. Okay, I really will punch you. Beat the crap out of you. Ah!
Stop it, Jaden.
Huh? Yeah.
Gotcha!
Ah, cross counter. Or would have been if Meow's arm were a bit longer. Meow's right straight hadn't been long enough to reach. Oof! Oof, that hurts. With a thunk, Meow fell spread eagle to the ground.
Damn it! Get me a saw! A chainsaw! I'm cutting this right arm off! I'll turn it into a rocket fist!
I'm not gonna fall for that, Meow. I've already memorized the difference between how you and Meow talk.
Oh, really? I'm so happy for you.
If that worried about your flimsy body, I'll train you like they do in the Navy. Don't start crying, okay?
And if Meow starts crying from the muscle pain, how are you gonna take responsibility?
I'll gently massage it until she gets better. But I won't do it for you, Meow. You can go rub what the hell? Indomethacin? Does anyone know what that is? I actually just don't. On it.
I'm pulling up right now, and like,
Huh. Indomethacin? Oh, it's just a non-steroidal anti-inflammatory. Okay, makes sense.
Damn it. I'll train like hell. I'll definitely protect Meow from beasts like you. Jaden's your partner, isn't he? How dare you call him a beast? There's no point breeding this kind of dumbass like a human. How can you say that about your partner, who's done so much for you? Stupid big brother dummy!
Oh, don't pinch me. Oh.
Jaden, keep training Big Brother, okay? The truth is, he's feeling a bit relieved right now, and he's grateful.
Sure, leave it to me. I dedicate this victory to you, Meow.
Thanks.
That's bad for you. I never thought I'd see a romantic comic strip from the 20th century play out in real life. I'm jealous. The worst song in the game. Oh, I hate this song so much.
It's a very like badly done like stock sound.
You know, this
tropical
this
song.
this is 100% a stock sound. It's like a couple of the standard artists for When They Cry weren't invited or weren't able to make it or whatever for this one, right? So it's like I think was it Dai or Zaki was the one we're missing. Yeah, like because those are two of some of the major artists on Umineko, and I'm sure one of them wasn't here for this one. So the soundtrack quality in this is lower than Higurashi or Umineko or even Higabana. Hey, senor. Tojiro, how have you been?
Well, you enthusiastic, as I'd expect, from a Latin American country. Someone might think we've been close friends for a decade.
If it wasn't Dyer Zaki's, he can whisper. I know there was some major name who was missing. We can look this up after sometime. I don't think I'd ever see you again alive. Oh. This was later Brazil. In the A3W world, anyone picturing a resort would think of Latin America. Latin America had managed to preserve the most beautiful environments and air quality, as well as gorgeous vistas, making it a vacation destination for VIPs across the world. It would be no exaggeration to say that spending the rest of one's life in a high-class Latin American resort was the ultimate goal of many. The country on the South American continent, which had the only one that had spirit fields of high-purity rare spiritum, were considered the most prosperous in the world. They were paradise nations, a fifth faction which has managed to maintain favorable relations with all factions of the world, where the other four factions were always quarreling. At a glance, it was hard to imagine what connection there might have been between Tojo, who was well dressed despite this heat, pulling a wheeled bag behind him, and this man, who lived like he lived every day to the fullest in casual clothes. The pair entered the lobby of a high-class hotel, where the cheering man was staying in a relaxed on an expensive sofa. Tojiro, you should quit your business too and come over to Leia. It's great here, just heavenly.
Sadly, I don't have the kind of vast wealth you need to apply for immigration into Toledo.
Just go make friends with the big-breasted big-ass girl on that beach over there. If you marry into their family, that'll get you your citizenship. All their dreams of falling in love with the foreign billionaires.
That explains all those strangely appraising looks I got on the beach. They've got good eyes. One look at the material of my clothes and they know I wasn't rich enough to be worth talking to.
You really are a hoot, Tojiro. The hotel bar was filled with relaxed Latin music that would satisfy the heart of any hard-boiled man. After that, the two men brought their glasses together. They silently enjoyed an atmosphere and their drinks for a while. In an era where you could say things with your brain, it was customary to refrain from speaking anything but your orders in places where silence was treasured. So each of the guests experienced the place in their own ways, and they were able to enjoy their conversations without interfering with anyone.
So, were you able to play that musical score?
That was one hell of a score you found. I doubt there are even 5 people in the world who could perform that.
Then I'm glad one of those 5 people owes me a favor. After all, the score is just a piece of paper if no one can perform it.
You've received 13 data items, Poyo. So, where on earth did you find this? These are 8MS blueprints. Each one was an environmental 8MS blueprint maintained by nationally supported businesses from various countries. Now showing preview of 13 items, Poyo.
So it seems.
Only a few organizations manage 8MS blueprints. And they're all supposed to be government supported and tightly controlled by their countries. How did you get these?
Who knows? It's a business secret.
8MS, also called AMIS, is the official name was the 8 million system. It was a system of environmental nanomachines developed by Yoruzu nanotech firm in before World War III Japan. The 8MS had self-replicated repeatedly, eventually filling the atmosphere all over the planet. This groundbreaking system was capable of doing all sorts of things when instructed. It was almost like an OS that had been installed in the environment itself. It included communication, obviously, but also purification of the air, water, reduction of ultraviolet rays, medical applications, and eventually military applications as well. Its initial development had proceeded quickly, but scientists fearful of grey goo. Do you understand the concept of a grey goo scenario, Jupiter?
No, I do not. Give me a rundown of this.
So, you have nanomachines that are able to make more nanomachines, right? So, what if your nanomachines make more nanomachines that make more nanomachines and go crazy and just decide to keep making nanomachines until everything is grey goo of nanomachines?
Ah, I see.
That's a disaster scenario where tiny machines would strip apart everything on this planet to make more of them.
That doesn't sound very poggers.
Not quite poggers, no, not really. Has kept up a worldwide anti-nanomachine campaign, so it kept from the light of day for a long time. 80% relatable. I've seen you've typed "sun" in all capitals. Is there one thing you want to say? And then that Grey Goo makes spaceships and goes like a moving locust plague throughout the whole galaxy. However, when World War III ended, the world was faced with the prospect of imminent extinction. I'm imagining Battle Angel Alita, where Grey Goo like covered enough of mercury that eventually just tiny differences in nanomachines happen over time, propagated to create multicellular Grey Goo life forms that eventually started to try to interact with the rest of the solar system out of in Battle Angel Alita. That was wild.
Yeah, I think the other show I can think of that did the weird thing with nanomachines was Generator Rex.
I have not seen that actually. I've heard.
I kind of liked it. Like, it was a really cool like Western action cartoon.
Yeah. I've heard that it was pretty
Apparently,
decent.
the lead was played by the one kid from Spy Kids.
Okay. Well, imminent extinction. A nuclear winter had begun, starting the countdown to the world's end. While the ongoing political debate over its use was still ongoing, the ADMS had been distributed across the whole world, and it began purifying the atmosphere. As a result, the globe did not freeze over. The countless gods known as ADMS filled the air, raising the curtain on a new world. Yeah, we're working with sci-fi concepts here. Like, the main issue, there's a billion issues. Like, though, there are other scary things like false vacuums, where it's like, oh, the underlying fields here, their energy state, this wasn't actually, this was just a local minimum, and now they're gonna go, oh, they release the potential energy, oh, now there's an expanding field where physics are completely different, and it's gonna eventually annihilate the entire universe. Which could just happen at any point, and we would never know about it. It would only propagate at, like, light speed, so... And the expansion of the universe might keep most of it safe, actually. Whatever. Just as oxygen and nitrogen had existed in the atmosphere, so too did ADMS now exist. Of course, it existed in all regions of the world, but it also existed as high as the stratosphere and as low as the bottom of the ocean. And naturally, it was inside the human body as well. Some had worried that knowledge of strange nanomachines filling everything of the atmosphere to people's bodies would trigger humanity's nanomachine allergy once again. All after World War III, governments hid this fact, but scientists eventually made it public. The masses, knowing the nanomachines had put in their bodies with their knowledge, and fearing that some sort of accident or malicious act might lead to tragedy, flew into panic. For several decades, it was used as a magic word by certain kinds of paranoids, conspiracy theorists, newscasters, one that was used to explain all sorts of unpleasant, unknown things. However, 100 years had passed since then, and without any major happening. The generation afflicted by nanomachine allergy came and went. Nanomachines infected the entire planet, and the phobia of Grey Goo, turning everything else into nanomachines, was now viewed as a complete joke. It was like in the 20th century, when some people thought that letting off an H-bomb would cause a chain reaction with all the hydrogen on the planet and destroy the world. That opinion was also viewed as a complete joke later on. Now, no one thought much of the fact that countless nanomachines drifted through the atmospheres in their bodies. Nanomachines existed aside humanity, had always existed. Nanomachines aside, humanity had always existed with all sorts of bacteria and viruses. Yeah, game do get it. Now, no one thought much of the fact that So murderous ADMS was simply added to the list of things an evil terrorist might develop in a spy novel, alongside nukes and killer viruses.
Of course, it isn't actually that simple. In the first place, developing ADMS requires cutting-edge research facilities and human resources, as well as a massive budget. Only the major countries from each faction are capable of that. Okay, are the scientists all made of nanomachines that keep them alive from their bodies decayed? Is this what we're going to go with? I'm betting that. I'm putting $5 on the table here.
Well, we'll see.
Put $5.
$5 on the table. Anyone willing to take that bet? I know the answer, so I'm not allowed to. Yes, they're called cells. Cells.
And a cookie. $5 and a cookie on that table.
Alright, 80% of Relevant is taking out that, and Mosca Blanca is pointing out the fact that we are already made out of nanomachines, because we're made out of cells.
Yeah, obviously.
And it's managed by the IPMA, and all countries observe each other's work. You couldn't... sorry, this is still you.
You couldn't possibly develop a malicious 8MS.
Well, that's true enough. And yeah, life is basically an ongoing gray goose scenario, except it's like a pink goose scenario, or green, or just that.
I think it's also the assumption that, like, it's any situation is capable for cellular growth at a very accelerated level. When, like, there's probably certain conditions that have to be met for, like, nanomachines to aggressively grow like that.
First of all, like, they would... first of all, how do they communicate each other? Where's the energy source? There's so many issues with, like, the classical kind of gray goose scenario, right? Like, how do they interact with each other? It's just a theoretical thing like killer robots. Except it's much scarier to deal with than killer robots. Well, that's true enough. Still, if that's the case, what on earth was he thinking? The guy who got his hand on this heavily compressed file.
Maybe. He's a super hacker who somehow thought he could sell it for money.
So he's both a super genius who can get into a super secure 8MS management server, and a total moron who actually thinks he can make a profit out of it?
Oh god, is this Jaden? Is Jaden the mole?
Is Jaden the super genius hacker? Is this child stealing like a country's like big nanomachines plan for some reason and gave it to this man?
Who knows?
Several 8MS blueprints were shared between 8MS research facilities across all the world's factions under the management of the IPMA. So pre-existing 8MS blueprints were something all factions already had. Even if this hacker had retrieved it so some terrorists could start developing a malicious 8MS, they wouldn't be able to get their hands on the facilities or human resources necessary for such development, making the whole thing pointless. Though the blueprints were managed quite carefully, they weren't worth any money. It was like stealing a semiconductor technique that had already been patented. Those were already public knowledge in the semiconductor industry, and even if someone outside the industry found blueprints for those techniques, they wouldn't do them any good at home or at the dinner table.
I wonder what that guy who stole this was thinking.
Well, this is a theory of mine, but one of the blueprints is called Artemis. Also, but that means there has to be a reason why this is stolen, right?
A water purification 8MS? That was a registered trademark of ACR South Africa State Management 8MS program.
There's also Sistema Kurar, Palpal 1.02, and Einzijan. I pronounced those all wrong. I am sorry if I did.
Those are air purification 8MSs from Ledo, Argentina, COU Singapore, and COU Saudi Arabia.
There was a lot more, but they were all 8MS blueprints related to atmospheric improvement. In other words, some mysterious terrorist wants to take advantage of that to create some kind of environment-destroying 8MS?
And then, they'll use that to launch a massive attack on the world's food-producing regions, triggering a world panic. Nice. Forsyth would have loved this stuff.
Water and air are essential to human life. If we lose those, we're screwed. I'll bet terrorists are jealous of Lattice's beautiful Paris and plan to destroy it.
But you're still talking about a dream, right? Every lab on Earth is under close observation.
Every lab on Earth? But is there any labs under the Earth? Oh.
There doesn't exist an institution anywhere that couldn't develop something like an environment-destroying 8MS.
Maybe. But you know what, Tojiro? Even if it was impossible for every lab on Earth, a secret lab beneath the Earth might be a different story, right?
Oh? Huh? What are you talking about? Mike is going to translate it. You are Portuguese weird sometimes.
I'm so sorry, Tojiro. Looks like my next appointment has arrived. Mind if I include the bill from here as part of my fee?
That explains why you are going for the expensive stuff.
Obrigado. Alte logo. The cheery man left the bar with the same cheeriness he had when he first appeared. Now that energetic man was gone, Toji was finally able to slowly soak in the bar's atmosphere. Then the scent of passionate perfume hit his nose. An attractive Brazilian woman had sat down in the seat vacated by the cheery man. Toji raised his glass and winked at her.
Hey there, young lady. Would you care for a drink? She's gonna poison him.
You took
no.
Valentina. I had Mary Carmen, right?
Yes.
Okay. Oh, but that'll be you talking to yourself. Do you want me to take Valentina? For
Okay.
Gladly.
Now? I'll take Tojiro then.
Now, what shall I talk about?
How about a milkshake? As laid back as Leto, it's probably not a good idea to drink alcohol on the job. By this point, she wasn't alone. Several MPs from the Leto military were here with her too.
Welcome to Lado, Brazil, senor. If you had told us you were coming, we could have given you a proper welcome.
Oh, well, now that I know there's a beauty like you here to welcome me, I'll do that next time.
His Excellency has said his wishes to invite you to dinner. Will you come with us?
Works for me. If you'll be joining us in an evening dress, that is.
Senor says he'll gladly come with us. Sergeant, take his baggage. And see if any of his luggages have arrived at the room he was supposed to be spending the night in.
Nice. Just what I expect from a resort country. The service here is great. Tojiro set his empty glass on the counter and calmly stood up. The MPs walked right next to him on either side.
Oh no. It's the KGB all over again. The secret police.
Are we gonna keep on keeping on, or
Are you good? You want to end it here?
I'm completely up to you. I'm just fine either way.
It's kind of getting late on my end.
Yeah.
Why.
I don't really have much to do, but I'm starting to feel tired a bit as well. Like, if you want to call it quits, I'm totally for that.
I think it's a good place to stop here.
Yeah,
we step on this cliffhanger.
Yep. All right. Thank you for saying it's a good stream, and thank you all for being here. It's been really enjoyable. Like, just getting to play this through with all you all.
Yeah, it was really great. Thank you for inviting me to have fun and just voice all these funny characters.
Yeah, I have a super fun time with this too. Thank you as well, Jupiter, for always coming through and giving everyone the good voices.
I do try to have some fun.
Yeah, but now you have to do 3 meows.
Oh goodness, yep. So much.
Wait, can we just check how many characters we're on? So 1, 2, 3. Okay, we got 24 here. We got 26. We got 27. Then we got Seshat. Then we got Veer Dreisig, right? Then we got Tojiro. Then we got Okanogi. So 4 more. So we're in the 30s. And then we have all just the random side characters in the narration.
Mm-hmm. Oh dear.
Anyway, yeah. This was a great cap to the week. Have a nice weekend, everyone. Once again, thanks so much for here, and we'll be calling the stream. Though I do want to make an announcement. If when we do get to the part where we'll do spoilers, we'll be handling it by streaming the sections which we're not allowed to record, and then not keeping the VODs up for those. Though they might go on a privatized one on YouTube. So yeah. Next chapter is chapter 7, which is why I want to talk about it again. Anyway, once again, thanks you so much, and stream is now over. Have a nice weekend.